to Dungeons and Designers, where we get to get together with other designer friends and some other friends of the industry, and we play Dungeons and Dragons. Joining me today for Shadows Over Marn are going to be Autumn, playing Karis, Bex, playing Pain, Lisa, playing Shaka, Dan, playing Cell, and Such, playing Amelia. This campaign is all about intrigue and crime, and taking place in a fantasy version of the Industrial Revolution, similar to like a London or maybe even New York, around the turn of the 19th century. I believe last time we had left off with our characters, you guys had arrived at Teremir's mansion. Teremir being Payne's mentor. And Payne, you sought her out because you wanted to get to the bottom of why she had sent you down into this to investigate this drug den, knowing how dangerous it was. And it turns out that she had some bad information as well. She was as surprised as you were when you guys had learned of the mass poisoning that had happened in that drug den. As you were having that conversation, the rest of the party was moving across the city in an attempt to intercept Payne, just to have a conversation to make sure that things weren't going to get too spread out and that loose lips wouldn't sink ships, basically. By the time you had all arrived to Teremir's mansion, you had been beaten there by a group of assassins who had burst in through the bedroom window and had attempted to violently send a message to Teremir and those within. You guys had dispatched those assassins fairly easily, one of you turning blind and being stuck in the foyer, bumping into walls. And after that, you guys had a bit of a conversation and learned about more of the nature about the Spellblades in the city, some of their origins, and perhaps even some of Teremir's goals for you, Payne. You guys had learned more about the nature of Saurus Clintus Glenmire, the initial contractor who wanted you all to kill his father, the head of the Glenmire crime family. You got a bit more insight on him, understanding that he had been banished to the lower planes for a failed coup about 15 years ago, and has spent that amount of time, presumably, in the lower planes, not having a good time. Upon his return, he had put out a contract on his father, and you guys had recovered his assassin's kit meant for the assassin who never showed up to retrieve those items. Not being a man to waste resources, he instead attempted to contract you guys. Now, some of you had agreed, and one of you had partially signed a contract to complete this task. But upon arriving at Teremir's mansion and speaking to her, she had urged you not to take the contract. And currently you guys are split. Do you continue forward with some of you, including Amelia, cleared to take on this contract to kill this head of this crime family? Or do you instead find a way to circumvent it and find a way to undermine Saurus's plans? That is where we left off. It is now morning. You all had slept for the night previous. There is a brief meeting in the study of Teremir as you all decide what you would like to do.
Did everybody sleep okay?
Yeah.
For the
most part.
It's actually fairly comfortable. Better than some of the inns I've been in.
Yeah, it's pretty nice here.
So you've just been staying here the whole time, eh, Payne?
Yeah. This is where I live now. But now that people know that we're here and there are people after us, I'm not sure how safe it is, but I don't know. I mean, I spoke with Teremir last night, and she mentioned that we should maybe go look more into Saurus and what his deal is. I think she told me that he might not be who he says he is, and we might want a little more information on that. What do you think, Sal?
I'm game. I mean, at the very worst, it's intel. If he is who he says he is, knowing the field is half the battle.
Karis? Amelia? Shaka, what do you think?
How are we gonna figure out who he is? Do we just ask him?
Yeah, apparently if we say his name 3 times, he'll just show up.
I suppose we could, but I mean, he must have other contacts in the city, don't you think? That he's, works with, or Sel, don't you have contacts that might have an ear to the ground that we could, or maybe you, Karis, do you know anybody in the city that might have heard something about this guy?
I know a lot of people that can get messages around, kind of back channels and that sort of thing. I mean, what's the word? Liaisons to different people. So I could get messages maybe to him or other people, but I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know that they're going to give us information about, because you know how this place works. It's so secret.
I don't really. I'm pretty new to the city still, and can you not just ask people what they've heard?
It's
not quite.
Yeah, it doesn't. Everybody I have found, everybody's kind of out for one group or another. So if you start asking questions about someone here, word's gonna get back to that someone, probably because the person that you asked is going to find a way to benefit from that information. You know what I mean? Like money or
Speaking
personal
of
favors
who
or something.
benefits from information, Karis is absolutely correct.
Yeah. So my thought is, if we start asking too many questions, it will just put a target on our back from him.
Well, we could pretend we're someone else asking the questions. I think most of us have the ability to change our appearance and voices and, you know what I mean?
Or, as an alternative, we could do that. I'll suggest something else. We let Glenmar know. And that way we get in close. So if we decide to go through with it, we tell him his son's out there looking for him. We're under no contract to keep the son's identity secret, or the fact that he exists a secret. So we go to the Glenmires, we get in real close with them, and then we figure out where to go from there.
They may owe us something, in fact, for helping them avoid certain death. That's a thought.
I mean, as long as I don't figure out what the back end of that contract is, the happier I am.
Is Teremir in the room with us, or is she somewhere else?
She's in the room with you guys. She's just listening.
Teremir, what do you think?
Yeah, do you know where we could maybe start on this? Do you know of anybody we should talk to that might be able to help us out, or?
I do have some eyes and ears out there, but it's been a bit since I spoke to him. I could send you to him. He's a bit skittish though, so you may need to make yourselves a little less threatening. You can find him in the Slats.
Do you really think I look threatening?
I'm going to transform into a tiny little child. Like an orc baby.
You still have to stay like medium size, so you're like a giant baby, and it's
that is absolutely horrifying.
That's horrific. Please never do that in here again.
Oh God.
You're just so that I'm clear on this as well. You want to tell Glenmire about this, or at least tell the family. You'll never see Clintus himself. Mr. K's been underground for centuries, but you may be able to tell some of the lower end enforcers. But the truth is, you don't know who's on the take. This could be a coup from the bottom up. There could be hundreds of Glenmire on the payroll for Saurus already, or whoever's parading as Saurus could be on the payroll. You don't know who to trust necessarily, so I think that we may need to do a bit more on the ground reconnaissance. You can speak to my contact, but also, Amelia, how much does your sister know about this contract? Have you spoken to her at all?
I have. Well, all I really told her was that Saurus was back, and he was looking to kill his father. And he was the one after this assassin's kit. That's all she really needed to know.
Now, you don't have to tell her this if you don't want to, but do you, Sujin, recall her approving the contract?
Yeah, like I think she's said that to the entire party at this point.
Okay. Saurus did? Saurus, your sister had actually approved you to take on the contract.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Just making sure, because it's been a couple of weeks since we played.
Yeah.
Did you tell the whole group that?
Yeah, she did.
Oh,
right after the fight and when they had that meeting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she mentioned it to Teremir.
Got it.
If you are planning to circumvent this, this parader as who's parading the Saurus, you may need to get to his resources before he's able to get to them. Most likely he will be looking for a way into the tower, and we do know that the tower changes. The upper floors are, of course, demi-planed. There is a map of these demi-planes available, but as far as I know, only the architects were the ones who were able to map them, reliably at least. And as far as I know, most of them are all dead. I can look into whether or not there's any left alive, if you want to go meet with my contact a while. From what I understand, you do have time. I don't I don't believe your resources will be ready for a week or so, is what Saurus had told you, correct?
Correct.
So, you're not under the gun yet, so to speak. You do have time. You can use that to gather intel. You could use that to begin to lay the foundation to maybe get in the good graces of the Glenmire enough so that they trust you. It could work. It's not what I would have expected, but it could be effective.
Well, keep your friends close, your enemies closer. And I'll wink at anybody who's looking at me in the room.
No one's looking at you.
Perfect.
Not after that baby thing. I think that's a good plan, and honestly, that's a good point about, maybe this assassination plan coming from the inside. I'm not sure we should tell anyone except for Mr. K directly. If we tell any of the Glenmires, it should be him, don't you think? And if we can't find him, if he's been sight unseen for this many years, that might be a difficult task. So for now, let's see what we can find. Maybe from what's your contact's name?
he calls himself the Rat Prince.
Rat Prince.
He's a bit of a enigma in the Slats. And like I said, very, very skittish, so you may have some trouble finding him. But make your way to the Slats if you can, and there's an abandoned building towards the south end of the city that you can find him in. That's sort of his holding point. You can let him know that I sent you. He may be a bit, like I said, he's shy. So, he may run. Make sure that he knows that you're with me.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. If we say your name, will he be more friendly to us, do you think?
Of course.
Okay. Okay. Does anybody know how to get to the Slats? I've never been there before.
Actually, Cell lives in the Slats, so he would know. You guys have actually.
Oh, we have been there.
Yep.
I've never been there before. Has anybody?
you might not have actually. You might actually know that they're necessarily called the Slats. I mean, they're
Right.
also called the slums. It's also called South End. Like, there's a couple different names for that part of the city. If you guys do want to check out the map, you should be able to all navigate to it if you want to take a look at it.
That's on the southwestern side of the city, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you guys should all be able to go to the top bar, and you can navigate to the city if you want to.
Fucking fancy. Look at you.
So, within
Cares.
this,
Oh,
sorry. Within this part of the, so basically where you guys are currently, you guys, let me just draw it for you real quick. You guys are up in here. And where you need to go is in here. So, Cell, your house is right there.
mhm.
In this block. Those squares are city blocks. If you recall, the clock tower was right here that you guys had seen, the destroyed clock tower. And then you guys had gone from Cell's place through Jotunforn up through here and through to here. And that's how you guys had, from here, and then had gone here. And then in this region over here is where the staggering giant was.
Mhm.
So you guys have already been all over this city, mostly at night in the rain.
Perfect.
Karis, have you heard of this Rat Prince?
Make a history check.
$18.
You have, in the same way that people have heard of the Rusted Crow King. There's mostly what you know is like bits and bobs and rumors of this person who can vanish at a moment's notice and always seems to be able to find their way into the most narrow of like tightly guarded areas. There's people who think that he's some kind of like some sort of college, Fair-to-Four college dropout who learned just enough magic to kind of steal his way through the Undercity, or her way. I mean, they assume it's male from Rat Prince, but there's no real way to tell because nobody's seen the kid.
Okay. I convey all that. I'm not going to repeat all that.
Interesting.
Well, is there anything anybody needs to do before we set out? Because I'm ready to go.
Raring to go.
I think
Ready.
we can do this. Absolutely.
All right.
I'm well rested. Although, maybe some food before we go?
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, Teremir, oh, of course. He picks up a small bell and rings it. Food is prepared. You guys go down to the dining room and have yourselves meals of simple, like fruit, eggs, a bit of pork for your breakfast, and chunks of almost like this world's version of like a Hawaiian bread. It's like a super fluffy, flavorful sweet bread that's included with the meal. Nothing pastry oriented necessarily, unfortunately, Shaka, but that doesn't mean that you can't eventually find yourself more pastries.
She ate them all last night.
Yeah.
Chino's will always take me to the pastries.
There is a stack of the basically the plates that were picked over from the night before. That was like the circle of pastries, like day old pastries from the previous night. That you can probably pocket a handful of those if you want to. They're just not quite as flaky and delicious as they were the previous.
I'll lean down and brush off some of the crumbs that are still kind of caught in her collar.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I didn't know if you were saving those for later but we have more. If you probably later we'll have fresh ones. But anyway, sorry, that was an intrusion of your space. I'm sorry. Trying to be better about that, but it's hard sometimes, you know.
She is rather
It's
cute.
okay. I don't mind. And I'm going to follow her finger to the day-old pastries.
You kind of disappear off to the side. Awesome. Let me go ahead and you guys are going to go from the Rose Quarter down through the city to make it to the Slats, correct?
What
Yeah.
time of day is it?
What could
It is
possibly go
morning.
wrong?
Okay.
It's morning. It is about 8 in the morning. It is a surprisingly clear day. The rain that has assailed you guys the last couple of days has cleared, it seems. There's not a cloud in the sky. There's a bit of, as you walk out, there's a bit of a wind blowing in off of the ocean that's rapidly cooling the city. It is getting into the winter months in Marn. And with the winter months comes more rain and comes eventually sleet and snow. Much like New York, the same sort of weather patterns. So you guys know that within a month or so, it will most likely be full-on winter.
Hey, does
But for
anybody know where there's like a smithy around here? Does anyone?
We could head down to the foundry district.
Is that on the way?
Kind of.
Sort of.
You guys can actually, you can also hit the bazaar on the way there, and that central part of the city is where a lot of goods and sundries come in from other parts of the continent, and that's a really good spot to find weaponry and things like that.
Would there be artisans there that can make stuff specifically, or is it just trinkets that people have is it like they're vendors?
Is it like Santee Alley?
Right.
All knockoff shields and shit?
Right.
No, there are artisans there. Most of the artisans from the rest of the city tend to head there and sell their wares. Although, yeah, there are other places around the city, but you can find their inventory at the bazaar because they set up booths basically for that part of the city. So you guys can head there if you would prefer.
Well, it's on the way. I mean, we'll be going right by it. So if anyone doesn't mind, I just need to find someone who can works with metal. I have a little project I need done.
I have no objections.
Along for the ride.
It'll be quick.
Okay.
All right. So as you guys begin to head towards the, as you guys begin to head towards the, hold on, let me stop playing some of this music here. There's just a lot playing at once. You leave the Rose Ward, and the Rose Ward is, of course, magnificent and beautiful. A big part of the reason the Rose Ward is named the way that it is because there are rose gardens in every patch of grass, every elevated park, every wrought iron fence is adorned with roses, both crafted and grown. They're of all colors as you walk through this part of the city. And as you pass back out into the main thoroughfare of this city street of Marn and begin heading south, you can see there's immediate change to the demeanor of the buildings. Even in this part of the city, you're still in the wealthier sections, but these buildings are just a bit more run down. They don't have quite the same protections as those in the Rose Ward. The buildings are beautiful, but covered in soot and scoured by smoke from the pollution of the Foundry District as it blows across the city, painting a lot of the buildings black. You move through the Mud Ward, so named because of the unpaved streets in this section as it moves closer to the twin lighthouses that guard the city, and then you begin moving west towards the bazaar. And let me get a quick little percentile roll for you guys. Let's pull up the character sheet, I guess.
You have a percentile from everybody?
No, I'm just gonna roll it for you guys. I've got my finally got my urban encounter sheet ready.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, but don't worry, urban encounters they're not as bad as not all
They're
just
not
like
tricky at all.
37 bandits burst from the ground.
How about you?
So, as you guys are making your way towards the bazaar, there's a gathering, a crowd in one of the central thoroughfares. You can hear people like a hushed sort of through the crowd, and you can hear one man as he's the latest in Blackstone technology. No more will we rely on those Magerites from the Foundry District and from the Tinkers Union to monopolize all technology and all progress. You can hear him shouting, and there's sort of, you can't see the man yet, but you can see in the center of this large crowd a tarp that is just covered over this large object. You can see just barely see flailing arms from the center of this group of people as this man is shouting to the crowd on his soapbox. It's about 35, 40 feet away. You can see this, and you see more people are kind of beginning to come towards the center of the group.
Hey, Shaka, get up here. And I'll kind of motion for her to get on my shoulder so she can see.
Shaka, make a perception check.
What do you see over there?
That is a 22.
Nicely done, Shaka. You can clearly see a man with lanky black hair that seems to have receded to like the middle of his head. He's wearing a red, almost like a red cloak with a high collar with gold filigree on it. He's kind of turning and speaking and trying to address everyone at once, and definitely putting on a show for those in front of him. And behind him is this massive tarp, and it's covering something that's kind of that's tall but wide and squat on the ground. You can't really tell what it is from the shapes. It kind of seems like it might be a carriage without the horse.
Oh God, it's not what's his name, is it?
I scramble up onto Payne's shoulders and kind of got my hands on her head, and I'm kind of leaning forward. Looks like some greasy, smarmy salesman. And he's got something under a tarp. Can't really tell what it is, but it's kind of carriage-like. Not really sure.
Well, does it look interesting?
I'm certainly curious. But is this going to help us with our current project?
I don't know. Maybe we should stay and see what it does.
I'm intrigued.
I'm
I'm not
interested.
opposed.
It could.
You guys want to get a little closer to the crowd?
Yeah, let's move up to the front.
Let's stay here and squint.
I'm gonna shapeshift into like a real lanky teenager.
Okay. Do you want to use your armor as well to change your clothes, or is it just gonna be?
Yeah, it's just like ratty tunic.
Okay. Yep. You guys from the corner of your eye, there's like a bit of a shift, and then like a ratty-looking teenager begins to walk forward. Are you guys still like chicken fighting your way?
Yeah, I've still got her, and I'm just trying to kind of squeeze through the crowd using my elbows.
I'm kind of poking and slapping people with my tail to help us move through the crowd.
Me coming through. We got to meet somebody up at the front.
You guys
don't mind us.
Muscle and push rudely to the front of this crowd. And as you do, right as you make it to the front,
we're main characters in a D&D campaign, so we need to get to the front.
I'm sorry, is this your campaign? I didn't think so.
Yeah.
You're pushed to the front of this crowd, and they've kind of given him a respectable amount of space as he's sort of giving his salesman sort of broad-armed and waving about. And as you guys get to the front, he says, I give to you the automobile. And as he shows, there's just this wide carriage with a bunch of what looks like metallic alchemical like vessels and containers all in the back of this machine. It looks like a carriage without the top. And then in the front, as opposed to where you would have reins, there is a long shaft with like a circle attached to metal that looks like you turn back and forth on the front. And he turns to the side and he like begins to like on the side of it. And as he gets one last thing, you see it begins to burst and roar to life. And it begins that. And as he's speaking to everyone, he says, gone are the days of horses. Gone are the days of enchanted vehicles. Now we have the everyman's method of transportation. He's giving this whole speech, and there's this vehicle behind him is just rumbling in place. It is loud, and it is belching all types of blackstone smoke out of the back of it.
I've seen these before. Not this exactly, but this is not new.
You see heads swivel towards Payne, and you see him get real serious, and he goes, who is this liar amongst us? This is my technology.
I am not a liar. In fact, I suck at lying. So
I'm gonna nod very convincingly right now.
And that is rather rude for somebody introducing a technology. You'd think that you'd want to be nicer than that. For all she could buy your first, what'd you call it?
It's an automobile.
It's like a scrapper. I mean, has nobody else seen one of these before?
Yeah, it's a scrapper.
His face is getting like super red.
I mean, they're pretty cool. They're very handy. Most of the ones I've seen have sort of like spikes and stuff on the wheels, but
what's a scrapper mean?
It's this. It's a horseless carriage.
Oh.
Hey, this guy's a big phony. So I sort of like the guy. I swear this is
phony.
Phony. There's no technology here.
Where did you? How did you come? Where did you come across this technology, friend?
I built it myself with a few of my close friends and aides. We thought for sure that no one has this kind of technology.
I got a 24, and I'm just going to keep chanting phony, phony, phony.
People around the crowd, and they're all begin chanting phony. Make an insight check on him, either Payne or Karis, because you guys are kind of grilling him about this.
I got pretty good insight.
While all that's happening, I'm going to chant. I say I'd take his car. How about that?
What's a car?
I'd say I'd take his automobile. It's freaking liar. It doesn't deserve it.
Not 20. 26.
And I got a 21, so.
You guys are, I mean, as soon as you started to grill him about like, hey, I've seen one of these before, like you can see he got super red, and now he's like starting to backpedal and panic. He's probably most likely stole this blueprint or something like that. And as you guys are at it, but this is definitely different from the scrappers you've seen. It's much more ornate.
Yeah.
It looks like a carriage, really,
Mhm.
but it's with a bunch of scrapper technology like glued to the back of it.
It's a city car.
It's a city car. Yeah, exactly.
It's like Daisy's car from Great Gatsby.
Yeah.
That would be fucking dope, actually.
Hmm.
Like one of
gold.
those- Yeah.
It's canon.
It honestly looks like it almost looks like a sleigh. Like
Yeah.
one of the ones that like you would actually take around New York City, like one of those big carriages, just with a bunch of metallic objects kind of strapped to the back of it. And as you guys are like, as you're grilling him about this, he's kind of wilting visibly in front of you, and then you can begin to see the like, and something kind of snaps from within the vehicle, and it just begins to roll through the crowd. The crowd begins to part away from it as it begins to pick up speed
Your
and begins
auto.
to roll away.
You might want to.
I'm gonna try to jump onto it.
Okay, make an acrobatics check for me as he gives chase as well, and he's like, "Ah!" and it begins to pick up speed. What are you? Guys
Dirty 20.
You're on. You're on the top of this thing. As you climb into it, you pull yourself up, and you can see is there's a couple of like metal platforms on the bottom, like on the floorboard of this thing, and one of them looks like it just has fallen all the way to the bottom as it just begins to pick up speed and go. Is anybody else hopping on?
I can run after it. I don't know
I'll
what
try
I'm
to
doing,
hop on.
but yeah.
Since I've had a little experience with these.
Okay.
You gotta watch out for hop-ons.
everybody,
I-
everybody, give me acrobatics checks. The DC for this to start out is 10 to get on.
Okay, I got it.
Were they at a
18.
were they at a stall or anything, or was it just like a?
He was
There.
out in the middle of the street, like not a vendor stall or anything. Like he's far from the bazaar, and you're not sure why.
Is,
But he's usually kind of trying to drum up business on one of these side streets here.
so
I got
they're
a
thoroughly
24.
Thoroughly distracted?
distracted by the automobile, right?
They're definitely distracted by it rolling away.
Okay.
Shaka, you got a 24?
Yeah, since Pain is trying to get on, I'm gonna like leap off her shoulders to make it easier for her to actually.
That's nice of you.
She's just been standing up there the whole
Used her
time.
as leverage. You like Super Mario jumped off her head.
And as a result of that, Pain gets a natural 1.
Oh,
I face plant because your foot pushed my head into the ground.
You go to leap on Pain and like slip and drop and hit the ground. And as you look up, everybody's on the car moving forward. It's about 30 feet away. What were you doing, Amelia?
I was just wondering if like they have anything else around. Like, did they have any stuff, or did they have any like things else set up beside this automobile that she can investigate?
There's a couple of barrels that are just kind of set around it. You're not quite sure what those barrels are for. If you want to stop and investigate those,
Sure, just to
Okay.
see what's up.
so you can roll an investigation check, but I need Karis, Shaka, and Cell. We're just going to do this right on the map because we can. As you guys are now speeding away in this vehicle. Give me a second here. We'll do it right at the top of the map.
Where? What? Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
As you guys attempt to either turn the vehicle or stop the vehicle, this becomes a trial. So the DC going forward is going to be 14. To complete each of these trials, you need 5 successes before 2 failures. All successes with no failures is successfully stopping the car with no damage to the car or casualties. 1 failure is stopping the car but damage to the car, and of course 2 failures is wrecking the car and or casualties. So let me get something a bit more.
Is the Benny Hill themes licensed?
Oh yeah, I should.
There's a bard somewhere on a small soapbox that's like.
Someone with a fucking hurdy-gurdy in the back.
All great music has a hurdy-gurdy involved.
As they roll away and I get up, I want to kind of dust myself off and holler after them and say, "You used the little, and you turned the," and I like
fades in the distance.
Yeah.
Can I roll for? Can I have my first roll be for perception to see if I hear what she's saying?
Sure. Go ahead and make a. I need everybody to roll initiative to begin. Okay.
Okay.
23.
21.
18.
Oh, Shaka, did you join the? Did you click that link in general to add Shaka to the Shadows of Marn campaign? If not, if you could hop over to. You did? Okay.
But it looked like I was already in it.
No, you're in the Baazdos campaign. You have to leave the Baazdos campaign and join the. This is, I went through the same thing.
While you're doing that, I'm just gonna run use the bathroom real quick, and then we'll hop into the trial. Okay.
Baazdos campaign.
Yeah.
Baazdos campaign, and join the Shadows of Marn campaign.
Should I? Do you want me to? Do you want to read it? Do you want to read the copy from our sponsor?
Go for
Yeah.
it.
This. So this week's this bathroom break brought to you by.
Tinker, the upcoming film Tinker. It's a Norbit style sequel to Tinker Soldier Sailor Spy, where Gary Oldman plays all the characters. He goes back from where Tinker Soldier Sailor Spy took place, back to his family, and it turns out his family's got all kinds of wacky opinions. So I don't want to give too much away, but
he's an artificer, right? Like,
say again?
He's an artificer in this one?
I guess you would give it the comparison. It takes place, and again, this is all what the copy is telling me. It takes place in a post-Cold War era. So, yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, I think about it like, you know, Norbit got nominated for an Academy Award, well deserved, and I think Tinker is the next hot film. So anyway, you know, in the chat, just hop on into Tinker. It should be out January 16th.
What platforms can they find it on, Dan?
You can find it on exclusively Peacock.
Nice.
They've really been crushing it.
I just have Crackle though, so
yeah.
to see it?
Unfortunately not. Gary Oldman requested that. And again, I'm learning this from the copy, so you know, don't quote me on this, but Gary Oldman specifically requested we don't put his face on Crackle. So
What kind of product placement can we expect to see in this film?
From Oldman, it's going to be great. You're going to see Oldman's Donuts. It's a competitor to Trejo's Donuts. You're gonna see.
Have you tried his line of salad dressings? Also, they're amazing.
Oldman's Valley. Yep.
Which could
Love
also
that.
be a euphemism.
Yeah, he intentionally did that. Apparently, in the marketing meeting where they came up with the name, he winked a lot, and a lot of people conveyed, you know, you can't do a wink on a poster. And then they said, well, you know, Newman did it. So anyway, check out Tinker in theaters January 16th.
Sebby, I think your mic's down again.
Okay. I think I just had it muted. I didn't unmute.
Okay.
So go ahead and give me your initiative.
18.
Nice. Karis, what's your initiative?
21.
Shaka, what's your initiative?
It was 23.
23. All right. So you guys are all now, you are looking back as the crowd, all mortified, is receding in the distance as you're now rumbling down this cobblestone street. Shaka, at the top of the back of this vehicle, you're looking around. You can see it careening towards a T in the road, a good 30 feet in front of you. But you guys are moving quick. What are you doing? And by the way, for trials, and let me help you out with this, 'cause I don't know if you've done a trial with us before. A trial is basically a cinematic skill challenge. But the difference between just a regular skill challenge and this is that you can also use spells and attacks, much in the same way that you would in a normal initiative, except that we just dumb them down a bit so that they fall into the parameters of the skill challenge. So you'll still roll to hit if it's a melee attack or something, but we simplify the DCs. The DC for everything in this case is going to be a 14, and as you use skills to accomplish these goals, you'll gain successes. If you gain 5 successes before 2 failures, you guys succeed and there's a positive outcome. If you gain 2 failures before your 5 successes, you gain the negative outcome, which in this case is the vehicle crashes and there's injuries.
But it's impossible for us to fail, so...
But
Yeah.
yes, don't worry about it.
We're the lead characters in our story. We can't fail.
Exactly. So, Shaka, you are at the top of this vehicle. It is careening down the path. You can see Cell turning and trying to listen for something that's being shouted from behind him as Karis is just pulling himself up to his feet in the back of this carriage. What are you doing?
You said it's heading towards a T?
Yes.
Which one looks less populated?
The one on the right.
I will attempt to navigate us towards the right so that we have less chance of running over people.
Okay, so you climb and crawl over the seats to get to this steering wheel.
Over me?
Yeah, exactly. But it's over top of Cell. You grab the wheel and you're like, I've never used one of these before, but make a machine handling check, which you might not have on your sheet for this character, but it's you're most likely not proficient, so just roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was like, why is there no machine handling on here?
I didn't add it to the sheet, but I will for you guys.
Oh, you guys don't have that?
That's right.
How's that dirt taste, Pain?
That is a 13.
I have a +0 to machine handling anyway, so.
Yeah, weird flex, dude.
So
Totally.
a 13 in this case does not beat the DC for the challenge. So
Actually, since I'm a
there's no
bard,
actuallys.
don't
What do you got?
have I don't have actual proficiency, would I still get the jack of all trades with this?
You would still get Jack of all trades, actually.
Yeah, +2.
Because Jack of all trades, you get that to every single skill, right?
Yes, which would
Then
actually
that-
make it a 15.
That is a success.
Hey.
We can't fail. It's illegal.
Oh, it's a failure? Oh, I have something on my sheet that actually makes it not a failure.
She's channeling
Think.
Quinn right now.
All right, you're staring at this what looks like a wagon wheel, metal wagon wheel jammed into the front of this thing, and you're just like, grab it and wrench it and turn it, and there's no power steering in these days, so it's not easy. As you turn it, and as you do, the vehicle begins to turn and veer off to the side. There's a hard right turn as all of you are kind of thrown to the side of this vehicle. It tips on 2 wheels and then pushes down into this unpopulated street. And as you push down through this area, you can see it's unpopulated because at the very end, it is a dead end. It looks like it's about 100 or so feet away. There are all sorts of crates, there's like crates, fish nets covering barrels in here. There's a couple of what look like might be urchins along the sides here with some pipes and metal overhead hanging areas in this alleyway, this blind alleyway that you're now steering down. There's just enough space on each side that you can probably try to navigate it as you go further, but it's going to be a little tighter. Next
I
up,
picked the wrong way!
Next up is Karis. You are thrown violently to the side for a second, and as you right yourself, you can see further and further away. You see the alleyway kind of closing around you guys, and you turn around to the front, and you can see now there are just barrels, crates, nets that run across the ground. There is a goblin who's just like running up the car, like Indiana Jones from the boulder. He can't quite navigate around either side to get away from the thing.
How far are we from the guy?
Oh, you guys already turned a corner. You're a good 120 feet away from him already.
Jesus.
This thing is hauling ass. As it started to pick up speed, it's moving about 60 feet around.
But I mean, aren't we in the first round right now? Okay, whatever.
The first round of it being the challenge.
Okay.
But it had picked up speed as you guys were crawling into it, and it is now went from 30 around to 60 around. It is now pushing forward. So you guys are already 120 away from him as the challenge is beginning.
Okay.
Were you going to message him and be like, "Hey, how do I stop this crazy thing?"
Yes. Can I? Is there another seat next to Shaka?
It's a bench seat. Yeah. It's
Okay.
a bench seat.
I jump in to the seat next to her, and I just start because there's pedals and stuff like that, right? I'm just gonna start trying to do anything.
You can go ahead and make a machine handling check as well. Just pulling on every lever and pedal.
Absolutely.
And stuff.
Just it's gonna do something. Oh God.
Uh-oh.
So
What's the rule?
Guys,
So I got this thing on my sheet that makes it a.
Look at him. He's getting ready to mark the X.
Come on. Give it to me.
So yeah, I have that same thing, the jack of all trades.
Jack of all
thing.
trades.
Yeah, so it makes it a grand total of 4.
Hey. That was pretty close.
Thanks. Nice guess. Did you go like that?
I went a 2.
No,
okay.
it was a 2. It was a 2, but I have 2, so or with 2
Plus 2.
proficiency, so yeah.
Yeah.
You're stomping on the floor and you you pull this down and you hear something disengage from the bottom of the vehicle and it begins to move faster. And now it's the back
we'll be
wheels,
fine.
The back wheels are wobbling back and forth. The whole vehicle's shaking now as whenever this release has just snapped internally and is now causing the whole back axle of this thing to wobble back and forth.
While that's happening,
Face just turns into sort of alarm.
while that's happening and we can't see anything, Payne just turns back towards Amelia and hollers out, "They got this. They're fine. Everything will be fine." What do you got over here?
I'm sure.
Before the end of my turn, I say to Shaka, "You better prepare that the purple door thing."
Everybody bail.
I can only bring 2 people.
Out of the wind.
So as this vehicle continues to rocket down this pathway now, wobbling back and forth, picking up speed, there's still there's a goblin in suspenders and a newsy hat. As the newsy hat flies off his head, he's just running in front of this thing. Sel, what are you doing?
Can I try to listen? Is it too far away?
Oh no, you can. Yeah, it's fine. You can still basically make a perception check to hear what she had shouted.
23.
And what did you shout, Payne?
I was like, "It's turn the wheel to steer, and the big long thing's the brake."
Yeah,
I
yeah.
simplified instructions.
I'll yell that to everybody else.
Okay, so that will give somebody advantage on their next machine handling check if they're going to use machine handling, or they can also use a perception check to kind of search or investigation going forward. So that as this thing continues to rock down, Sel, you turn and shout. The long thing breaks, the pedal on the floor is the gas to these guys.
It'd be amazing if I just shouted the thing in the middle's the horn, just useless information.
I don't know if you heard him, but he said automobile.
Wrong campaign.
Check the back for a giant turret.
So back to the top of the round. Shaka, you hear Sel shout those instructions. You're continuing to rocket down this path. What are you doing?
I will continue to attempt to steer it.
Okay.
I'm already steering.
Make a machine handling check, but this time the DC is 15 instead of 14. Because each time you use the same skill, it goes up by 1 point on the DC.
That's a 9.
Ooh.
All right. You're standing there. You
Plus
go
six.
to go to wrench it. You go to wrench it to the side as it smashes and ramps over a bunch of these crates and turns sideways. And as it flips onto its side and skids, the goblin in front it just and just gets like punted forward into a wall, and it slides sideways another 35 feet down the pathway. You are all thrown from the wreckage, landing 20 feet forward. You're each going to take a d6 of bludgeoning damage.
Did we hear the crash from here?
Flawless.
Yes.
Okay.
Flawless victory.
Maybe they don't get it.
Yeah.
You guys each only take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Oof. Ouch.
So you'll be okay.
Oh, did you say 1? I thought you said 6, sorry.
No, it was a d6, and I rolled a 1. So you guys are basically you all tuck and roll and land fairly well. Outside of the vehicle, even though you were thrown 20 feet. As your heads are ringing. You've got the smell of like exhaust in your face. The vehicle is on its side, and it is spilling some kind of brackish, sweet-smelling liquid out of the side of it.
I'm gonna drink it.
roll?
No, I'm kidding.
I say we make ourselves scarce, and I immediately just turn and start walking.
Can I? Does it look like the goblin is hurt and/or in the brackish liquid?
He's not far from it, and he appears to be unmoving. So
Headless.
You have to make a. Which half of him do you want to check?
Oh.
No, he appears to be laying on the ground. You don't know if he's unconscious or dead. You'll need to make a medicine check.
Okay. Can I do that?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
21.
He just appears to be knocked unconscious. He's lightly injured, but not 0 HP injured.
I'm gonna drag him out.
Okay. So as you begin to pull him away, you can hear a faint as the metal components. There's like an electrical component to this vehicle. As you guys may know, Blackstone fires through electrical impulses. As it begins to strike onto the ground, you can see the back of the vehicle begins to go up in flames. You are pulling him to safety. What are you guys doing?
What are you guys doing?
Stick around to see what happens.
Sketching it to sell to the newspapers later.
Getting clear of the brackish stuff. And
Okay.
Looking to see if there's anybody around that should not be around.
Make a perception check for me.
12.
You don't see anybody in the immediate blast range except for Cell and the person that he's dragging.
Okay.
They look a little close.
I run over and assist to try and get them away.
Okay. So, as you see Karis sprint at you, Cell, and as he sprints to you, he grabs you on one shoulder and he grabs the goblin by the other, by the scruff, and you guys both begin to pull him back. And as you do, there's like a burst that comes from the vehicle as it is completely engulfed in flames and detonates. The whole alleyway shakes. There's bits of wood and splintered metal that blows down through each side. You pulling the goblin just free.
I want to make sure that I'm not actually looking at the explosion when it happens, so I'm dragging them behind me, like.
You're not firemen carrying them.
Yeah, tone it down.
You shout to Karis as you guys are pulling the body free of the wreckage.
It's that scene from Backdraft where it's just like...
Exactly.
As you guys pull free, everybody in the area is knocked prone as it just detonates, blowing debris high up into the air, a black column of smoke. The fireball dissipates from either end and recedes back into the central area, as there is nothing left but a charred husk of the automobile. And it's about that point that you see a familiar face at the end of the alleyway. A man with long, black, lanky hair that's receded, to the back of his hairline. Sallow face, red cloak. Go ahead and roll your investigation checks, Bex and Amelia, to see what you guys came away with.
19.
18.
So predominantly in those barrels, you found a lot of raw blackstone, which I don't know if you've seen before in paint. You found a lot of raw blackstone, which appears to be the thing that powers the vehicle. And then Amelia, you had looked in and you found what looked to be a bunch of names on lists, basically, like almost like promissory notes of other folks that he had convinced to buy his vehicle, or at least buy into his scheme. So it was just a giant barrel of just these folded slips of paper with names and information on them, and then a silver amount that he had been promised. No, just a very intense investigation.
My 19 yields Blackstone, and Amelia's 18 yields all the information we need.
Yeah.
That sounds very on brand for Pain.
I found a bunch of rocks.
We're gonna win the campaign now, guys.
He who controls the Blackstone controls the universe.
I'm so excited for that.
Let me light it on fire. Roll it down the hill.
What movie?
That would be hilarious.
Tinker, 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 tinker.
Let me get rid of these, that, and that. So, as you guys begin passing from the alleyway, the man brushes past you and sprints in. It's just like, just falls to his knees. It's like, what a movie.
Yeah, do you see that goblin? And look at this scratch. It's all your fault.
I'm slightly bruised. Just go away. Go away. You ruined everything.
I am gonna pocket some of that Blackstone, though.
Okay. You grab a fair amount of it. It's pretty bulky, kind of tough to carry, but you do come away with like 4 pieces of
Like some smaller pieces, yeah.
It's similar to in size and texture to like coal. But with those rainbow striations that kind of glisten on it when you turn it back and forth.
Cool.
How many promissory notes were there?
I mean, there's a barrel full of them.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a barrel full of them.
I'll pocket a few of them.
If you want to, sure. Go ahead.
Just to
pull them out and
who's,
just tuck them in
who's
your
conned.
What'd you get there? What
Appears to
the...
be promissory notes to people he sold this to.
Oh.
Let's make him handy.
Yeah, those people might
Want
have
the
some
money back.
information. Yeah, well, that for sure, yeah. But also, yeah, definitely want to keep those. Do you recognize any of the names?
I'll read a few of them. Are there any like prominent names on there?
No prominent names on there.
Just a bunch of schmucks.
Just a bunch of schmucks, basically, yeah. Nobody that you necessarily recognize. The goblin, by the way, comes to. And sort of... That was really weird. And he looks up. Oh, that wasn't a dream. Okay. It's like he's like looking at the fireball, or like the column of smoke rising. And he turns back to you, he's like, I assume that was you. Will you help me out?
Yep.
Yeah.
You okay?
You all right?
Yep. I think I can walk. Stands up.
I'll pat him on the head. Sorry about that, and I'll cast Cure Wounds on him.
Immediately, he's just like, "Wow, that magic? That was good.
Ah, you're welcome.
I can't pay you anything for that."
No problem.
Alright.
I think we owe you.
Thanks.
And I'm gonna look down at the guy who's crying.
Yeah.
Work. I'm gonna slap him in the back of the head with my tail.
She just fucking cry.
So this stuff is what makes those things run. I mean, it's you've seen Blackstone before, haven't you?
She has, right?
Yeah, you guys know of the technology. You're not usually this intimate with it.
No.
It's predominantly frontier technology, and then you know that it powers a lot of the foundries and forges in Marn,
Mhm.
and it also powers the trains and the very few airships that you guys see come through.
Mhm.
Not a ton of those.
So, my dad, basically, he used to mine this stuff, and the most important thing that he told me about it is that you don't want to mix it with electricity unless you want an explosion. So,
I see.
anyway, while I was back in, well, it doesn't matter where I was, but they would sometimes use these, like, magic people. You can, like, throw it, and then you can charge it in the air, and creates a little explosion. So I thought I'd pocket some for, just in case. But if we happen to be around electricity, just know that I have them on me.
Jesus.
That's good to know.
Okay. Should we maybe go check out the explosion at the other end of the market door?
We should.
IEP and improvised explosive pain.
As Payne and Amelia are heading towards the alleyway, that's when the three of you are walking out, and you can see basically they're all covered in soot, a little singed. As you guys turn the corner, you just see like a roaring inferno at the far end of the alleyway, with like a silhouetted figure on his knees in front of it. As the crowd kind of follows you guys in, and now they're sort of clustered around the outside of the alleyway, as Shaka, Karis, and Sel are leaving.
Are you guys okay?
The great gang of the Rusted Crow King did it again. We nailed it. I'm still like a scrawny teen. Yeah, all right, guys. No more scamming on these streets. We got them. And I'll like turn to the crowd. Yeah, all right.
Speaking of not drawing attention to ourselves,
Rusted Crow.
So, I would
make a
appreciate
persuasion
it
check.
if you would not.
19.
A couple people are like, Rusted Crow.
Yeah, all right.
They begin to look at Karis, who's like,
I
visibly upset.
immediately cast Disguise Self. And I look like Cell. Like Cell
flipping
normal
away
Cell.
from everyone.
Ugh.
And there's, you did it in the middle of a crowd, so they're all just like, it like sort of kills the momentum of the chant.
You're really ruining my vibe here.
As,
Look at the magic he can do.
You can begin to see people filtering away, kind of skeeved out by like the sudden change of character, and they begin to kind of like filter away, like, yeesh.
Well,
Maybe we should go.
Yeah, but maybe you're right. And I'll just start to kind of like back into the...
Yeah.
Back into the crowd.
Yeah.
You guys begin to head back across the from the bazaar. You make your way to the bazaar from this point. You were only a couple of streets away. Opens up into this broad paved area that then gives way to sand in the center of the in the center of the plaza. To you, Payne, it looks very familiar. Actually, it looks similar to the bazaar or the market district in Baazdos. It's set up in the same sort of way. There's a bunch of impromptu shops, sort of set up and built out of scrap wood. There are carpets and tapestries and hanging lanterns. This whole area is very cozy, as they've done their best to turn this open air market into a comfortable, homey space. There's animals walking through. There are furs and rugs for sale. There's plenty of street vendors too, selling food throughout this area. You can hear and smell the sizzle of meat and vegetables as you guys are walking through the pathway. It doesn't take you too long to eventually find like a glint of metal from a distance. And as you walk closer, you can see an array of swords, shields, basic equipment, but arrayed at this vendor. As he's sitting there and he's sort of just polishing the front of a shield to a mirror surface, the gentleman looks up. He's half orc, shaved head, barrel-chested and muscular, as he's just sitting here polishing the front of the shield.
Excuse me. Hi.
Hi.
Beautiful stuff you have here. Do you, by any chance, take commissions?
I might take a commission or two. It'll take some time to put it together for you if I don't have it here now.
Follow-up question. Do you do anything in a smaller scale?
Smaller scale? How small are we talking about?
This small. Like, small. Tiny.
Sure. What do you need?
Well, also, I'm looking for some more intricate work. Little figurines, if that...
Well, I'm not much of a... I don't whittle much, but I could make them out of metal. Working small bits of metal is a little tough.
Right.
Requires some dexterity, but it's something I could take a look at. It's artisan work. I'm more of a steel man myself, but I can take a look at it for you.
Or do you know anybody who might work in a smaller scale?
I can speak to my apprentice and I can have him maybe take a look at it for you. Or when do you need these items by?
Well, whenever you can get them done, really. The sooner the better. And I would like them in silver, if you have that material.
Silver? Well, they will be worth their weight then in silver. If you give me the requisite material, I can make it right from your own stock, if you understand what I mean.
Okay, yeah. Let me see. And I'll look in my coin purse.
Are you commissioning a type of spell component or anything, or is this something unrelated to...
It is related to spells. I want to commission him to make little tiny 10 tiny figurines of silver, so that I can use them for my animate object spell and have them that I can carry with me at all times. And as I am kind of describing what I need from him, I actually could I speak to your apprentice so I can give him a better idea of what I'm looking for?
Of course. Elaine, come out here, please. You see this this half-elven woman, red hair pulled back, steps out. She's very wiry, almost to the point of like a, almost the way that Cell is wiry. Very super lean, and then she comes out and taut. And as she comes out, she's like, "Hi, what can I help you with? You called for me?"
Your boss said that you work in small, more intricate items.
She said she gets a little red-faced actually. She's like, "Well, it's more of a hobby, but yeah, it's something that I do."
Awesome. Okay, great. So here's what I need, and I will go about describing each figurine, each of the 10. I want each one to be like the first one I describe looks or sounds like she's describing Chuck and Guardian and Quinn and Ellis and basically all the people from back in Bastion.
She's taking feverish notes too, very clearly energized by the type of work that she'll be doing. She says, I can start on these right away if it's all right with you. That's paid work. You take care of it. The money's yours. All right, great. I'll start right away.
Amazing.
I'll have them for you in the we have our holdings in the Leatherworks, further down in the city. So you just come and find me then. You should be able to see the storefront. It's got 2 crossed swords.
The Leatherworks. Is that what it's? What?
You've been to the Leatherworks before, and the crossed swords is actually a fairly well-to-do smithy in the Leatherworks.
Okay.
The old Leatherworks.
Okay. And then how much silver do you need for that?
That'll be 50 silver.
50 silver. I'll just pull it out and drop it on the table for her.
The silver bag hits, and she's eagerly grabs it, begins looking in. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna start. And she just turns around and heads to the back. So
thank you.
You should have those in about 2 days.
Sweet.
While they're doing that transaction, I kind of lean over to Sel, and I say, "You, friend, have trusted us to know your identity and where you live, and if you could just not draw attention to the Rusty Crow King, that would be great. And we can.
Why? What you hiding?
I'm not hiding anything. Some things.
Here's the way that I see it. You're the only one of this entire group that, except for Shaka, that we still don't know why you came to that den all those days ago.
Oh,
you keep saying looking for somebody. We don't know why or what.
I was very forthright with you. I was very forthright.
You still got my dagger?
What dagger?
The one that the demon boy gave.
I don't think I have a dagger of yours.
He definitely
From the
does.
Assassin's Kit?
You definitely did grab it from the Assassin's Kit.
Did I?
I don't know if you might not have. Yeah, are you lying or are you?
Yes, I'm clearly fucking lying.
I mean, do I have to roll for insight if I know that he's lying?
Well, I mean, you were there. You saw him take it. So
I know.
Yeah.
I don't recall the dagger, but I do recall that you said that you were being open and honest and all this stuff with us, and I'm asking you right now, don't draw attention to the perceived moniker of the Rusty Crow King.
It's very funny to hear that from the person who quite pointedly said, you have to earn trust to receive trust. And then I'll turn away.
Ooh.
So, you guys, as Payne walks back right at this point, as Sel is turning away, you can feel there's obvious tension. But you guys continue on. Does anybody else need anything from the bazaar before we begin heading to the south end of the city? No?
Doing a little window shopping.
A little window shopping. The stuff here is really nice. It's definitely not any of the the designer spots in the Somerset ward, but there's decent stuff here. You see arms and armaments. You see all manner and range of magical materials, most of which is most likely snake oil, hair tonics, virility potions. Things like that.
Hair brushes that elongate your hair.
Something that magnificent would never be here. That was an artifact. People went to war over that thing.
Gives your hair a plus to AC. That's amazing. Lead with your head.
Whip the hair around.
So you guys make it through the bazaar, pushing through this is the most metropolitan part of the city, by the way, because a lot of folk come from all around to participate in the bazaar here, despite the crime in the city. You guys, for the most part, understand, like, this is people. The city preys on tourists here. They don't prey on each other here. But as far as the rest of the city, it's everybody's fair game. But here it's more of like in fact, Sel, Karis, and Shaka. You guys know that there is a minor gang in here that works for the bootstrappers called the Little Fingers. And as you guys are walking through here, you see all number of small urchin children wandering about, being shooed from stalls, and being shooed away from different vendors. But they're not being outright told to leave, and you're just like, okay. Pickpocket, scout, lookout. You can kind of pick out that these kids are all members of the Little Fingers as you're passing through here.
Do we spot any pastry vendors?
Yeah. There's a couple of them peppered throughout. You guys want to stop at one before you go?
I'll pick up a couple pastries and give them to Shaka.
They are... Go ahead.
Oh, I was just thinking you might need a snack for later, so I don't know what kind you like, but I got you some of these.
Oh, thank you. I like all pastries, really.
Don't eat them all at once.
Oh,
These are
smart.
they're like a elongated pastry with a bunch of slashes across the top. They are owlbear claws. And they are delicious.
How much do they cost?
2 copper pieces each.
Oh, never mind. We're
What
gonna
a
have to return those.
I'm not made of money.
Listen, I can drop 50 silver on myself, but not 2 copper on you.
So, I need Payne. I need you to make a perception check for me, please.
16.
Okay, perfect. You guys continue through the bazaar towards the far end. Pastries purchased, statues commissioned, conversations had. You now find yourselves along in the Leatherworks, actually, as you pass through the southwest part of the city. This was where you guys had actually first met in this area, although in the more dilapidated section, a couple of streets back off the main thoroughfare. And as you guys push south through this area, the demeanor of the city already here begins to change. It gets a little darker, it gets a little more oppressed and beaten down. More storefronts are boarded up, more buildings have sort of collapsed in on themselves. The Leatherworks has only been in partial operation since the bootstrappers took power about 100 years ago. Since then, they've moved their holdings more towards the warehouse district, where they've tried to grow their crime family. And where their humble beginnings started in the Leatherworks has now become more of a place of superstition and more of a nefarious meeting ground for most. But there are still legitimate businesses down here, including the Crossed Swords, which you pass as you're walking down through this main thoroughfare. As long as you stick to the main thoroughfare, you guys are most likely safe.
I've definitely fallen behind, kind of getting distracted at different places in the bazaar, sort of like just trying to look and see everything. So I will be kind of trailing the group, and they may have to come back and snag me.
It's one of those situations where it's like, all right, we gotta go. Wait, where's Payne? And
Yeah.
then and then Payne comes back, but that person's gone. And
Right.
It's like,
Right.
Like you don't have any cell reception, and you're like trying to find somebody at a festival. It's like meet at Favela Bar.
Yeah.
Can I walk next to Amelia?
Yeah, of course.
I'll just turn and say, so, what do you think about all this?
Not quite sure yet, honestly.
Seems like your sister had a change of heart.
Well, she immediately jumped on the opportunity to kill Clintus, so me, I'm not so sure. I still feel the same way. This task is insurmountable. I don't see us pulling it off without a couple hitches. But we still have time to sort things out, and we need to be very careful in these next couple of days.
I'll say this, we met from a protection thing, but I think we're going to have each other's backs on this one. Sort of a professional's code.
I agree.
Rising tide lifts all boats. I'll give a little wink.
Let me ask you a question. Why are you so hell-bent in killing this man?
Well, in the same way that I offer you a professional courtesy, I believe that I offer all clients a professional courtesy. I made an agreement to do it. Quite frankly, I regret it. But I might have gotten in over my head, and I gotta figure out a way out.
Well, if we were to find that way without having to kill anyone, would that be okay?
If I also get paid, sure.
Hey.
I mean, I'm not really in this for the money at the end of the day, but reputation is something that matters to me.
A reputation,
or at least efficiency.
But nobody knows who you are.
They know what I can do.
Fair enough.
So, let's find out what we can do, I guess.
Do you have any contacts that you can talk to about this?
Well, most of my list has been burned, but I mean, I guess I could put out some feelers. Is that right, Sebi?
You do know that you, for the most part, work alone, and you do know that Tanel is a little, he's a little stretched right now, but next time you speak to him, you can try to get a runner to him when you have some free time.
And since I was able to recognize, like, for instance, one of the fixers in the den a while back, I still know, like, some of the, like, more well-known fixers in the city and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So,
in fact, we'll chat. We can chat a bit about that, actually, because the fixers, they're kind of a clique. Much in the same way that, you have, like, John Wick and, like, that Assassin's bar that everybody kind of goes to. There are parts of the city where fixers do meet up and sort of discuss things within their code. So there are a few of those places around. You just haven't had a chance to go to one of those yet.
No, I'll just keep an eye out, and if we see anybody that I know, I'll make sure. Seeing as everything's burned with Tanel, this is kind of priority number one.
Okay.
You guys make your way to the Slats, a very familiar neighborhood to three of you, to Sel, to Shaka, and to Karis. Some of you may have grown up here. Some of you may have spent much of your adulthood here. This part of the city is where the oppression of the crime families is most apparent. There is very little support structure for the poor here. Most people in most of these buildings are squatters. There's no real civil engineering or regulation or police. No town guard comes into this section of the city. It is very much where the riffraff lives, because they can come here to either escape the prying eyes of the crime families, or they can escape the prying eyes of the guard, or others that they have, others they need to stay away from within the city. And there are also those here who have been born into this, who are stuck here in the cycle of poverty and know no better. And so you see a lot of different groups here, but they all seem to have the same stooped shoulders, the same dirty faces, the same, the same struggles. And passing through into the very south end of the city, where the shadow of the Jotunforn foundries looms over this portion of the city as we're getting into the afternoon. You can see these tall buildings that were built for the Warforged project now shut down and abandoned because of because of a treaty. The whole section of the city of Jotunforn is abandoned. In fact, you guys had passed through it at one point while you were trying to lose your tail coming from the Slats. As you go further down into the Slats, it almost seems like the world gets a little darker. And as late afternoon begins to arrive and the sun becomes hidden behind some of the massive buildings in Jotunforn to the east of you guys, you begin to see shadows crawling across this part of the city. It seems like nighttime hits here an hour or two early because of its proximity to these tall towers that sort of block the sunlight. As you walk through this part of the city, the cooling temperatures cause the mists to rise from the ground, and it looks like a very familiar Marn, a Marn that you guys had first started the campaign in when you first came to the Leatherworks on a foggy night.
I'm gonna pull up my hood and try to be a little less
Conspicuous?
That's the word. Yes.
Okay. Hood pulls up, staff ready to go on your back. Pretty much walking down the center of the wide street here, basically the main thoroughfare that leads to the south gate, which you'll be able to leave the city from. It's quiet. No one's out on the streets tonight.
Do we know that Cell lives in the Slats? Is that because we went to his apartment there? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
You guys know that he lives a bit to the northeast of where you guys currently are.
All right.
If I were to draw on the map, Cell is here. You guys are currently here.
Okay.
If that helps you guys.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask, would I have, if this guy is like operating, in this neighborhood, would I have known of some of his exploits, the Rat Prince?
Give me a history check.
Okay. 9. That's not no, I won't. It's that I did, and I rolled a 9.
Well, from what you have not you've heard of the name, but you haven't heard of the exploits in this part of the city, most likely because he doesn't shit where he eats. So, for the most part, he's operating in other parts of the city, and with you having your own things to handle, haven't heard too much about him.
What about me? Do I have any knowledge of him?
Give me a history check.
By the way, just as a heads up, I'm getting reports that Twitch is down in a lot of parts of the country.
Oh.
Down for me, personally,
Yeah.
but
It's down.
It's been
here.
bad over the past week.
yeah.
It started pretty much on Wednesday, I guess.
No kidding.
Oh my.
What,
I was wondering where the
do you
chat
know what's
went.
going on?
No, Twitch support already tweeted that they're working on it.
But we have no idea what happened.
No.
Too many people are watching our stream.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Like too many of the hamsters that like run the servers went on strike. All the hamsters on the hamster wheels. keeping it powered.
Yeah.
So I rolled in that one. I have no idea.
Well, you heard that the Rat Prince was actually a gang that had moved into this section of the city. You don't think it's actually one person. You think it's many people.
So, how do we go about trying to find this guy? I mean, is there... I'm saying this kind of to the group, but specifically looking at Cell as I'm saying this. I mean, I don't even know the first thing about trying to find people that you don't know how to find.
Well, maybe...
Do we just start hollering out, "Hey, Rat Prince!"
Let's not do that.
Is there anybody on the street that I would know, like any lookouts that are around?
Detection check.
Uh, 23.
No people. But as you look around, high on one of the dilapidated side-leaning poles that may have had streets, on it, little like arrows with this way to the bazaar, this way, as most of them been snapped off. High up on one of those poles is a single rat. As it goes down the pole and then disappears into a trash heap.
Can I look around for any, maybe like graffiti of rats or anything that might be like a tag somewhere that might indicate almost like that hobo...
Yeah, hobo code?
Stuff. Hobo code, yeah.
Make an investigation.
Can I also roll for insight on that rat?
Thieves can.
Yeah, I was gonna do the
There
same.
we go, boys. There we go. Now we're using our thief brains.
I forgot.
So who here knows thieves can't? Okay. You guys can make straight rolls. Actually, no, you guys can roll with advantage on this group investigation check, and then Payne, you can just make a straight roll looking for thieves can't, basically, because that's what this would be.
21.
It's investigation.
Yep. 16.
Okay.
23.
The 23 and the 21. You guys see a number of symbols. The closer you begin to get to some of these walls, a bunch of them have been scraped over and scratched out and rewritten over time. There's clearly the thieves can't symbol for safe house that has just been scribbled out with just the symbol for danger, like hastily scrawled across underneath of it. You can see a bunch of these areas have been picked over and claimed, and then lost, and then claimed again by different groups throughout this part of the city, these petty gangs that have been rolling through here. And then you do see a single symbol that feels like it might be related, and it's a triangle with two smaller triangles on top of it. Actually, let me draw it for you guys. You see this symbol. And you begin to
call
see
over
that.
Payne. Payne. I think this might be what you're looking for.
I'm in the middle. I had pulled out some Blackstone, and I'm on a wall, like trying to draw a rat. Just like maybe someone will get the message.
But it's way too cute.
But it's just a stick figure rat. Yeah. Oh, what? What? Did you find something?
Payne,
Yeah.
come here.
Yeah. What?
Come here.
Oh.
I think this one is what you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. That was my rat. Oh, right.
That looks like a rat king to me.
That looks a little more professional. Okay.
Rat prince, rather. Not as cool as a Rusty Crow King, but
You should graffiti over it with your own mark.
You guys
think so, Amelia?
Triangles.
Okay. And I take out a dagger, and I do like a crow head with a little crown on it. It looks kind of like the thing dangling in my beard.
Nice.
I don't remember quite what that looks like, but I'm assuming
It's like a little bird head, right? Or skull.
Yeah, little bird skull with. Yes, it's chicken for sure,
chicken, right?
or a turkey. Looks a little something like that for sure. You guys steal my thunder, DM.
Sorry.
The gods frown upon me.
Now that I know what I'm looking for, can I try to spot other symbols?
Yeah, you can. Although it is tough. They're very well hidden, but you have these two thieves can't, or these three thieves can't folks giving you a hand. And Shaka, you should know thieves can't too, right? With your background, or no?
No. Not with the adjustment to my background.
Okay. In that case, no. Okay. But you guys are able to follow the trail because of your high investigation rolls. You find a couple of these symbols on this block, and they appear to be pointing towards a particular direction. You guys begin to follow the trail of rat print symbols.
I think I see one.
Yeah.
Is that one?
Okay.
No.
It's
I need you
very
guys to-
clearly not. It's
No,
just
okay.
it's a candle in a window.
Yeah. Trash can full of trash.
I'm gonna just shapeshift into like Orlando Bloom looking Legolas dude.
Perfect.
Legless.
Okay. Like
A
classic
legless dude.
legless dude.
You heard me.
Still walking around. Like,
Yeah.
So just like gone from the knee up, but still walking around on two legs. Got it.
Yeah, shin bones, no meat.
So you guys are walking through this part of the city. Who is on point, and how are you guys moving?
I'll take up the rear, and I'll use disguise self.
What did that insight check from for the rat do?
Insight check. I thought you did a perception check.
No, it was a perception. Then I said afterwards, can I get an insight check on the rat?
Oh yeah. Go ahead. Make a. Would it be insight or would it be animal handling to perceive its intentions?
It would be insightful animal handling.
I don't know. I would say insight.
No, intuit an animal's intentions. So make an animal handling check.
Okay. 19.
Pretty clearly was casing you. You've been cased before, but never by an animal. But you know the look. And as it skittered down and disappeared into the trash heap, no, you can put two and two together.
Yeah. All right. Well, we know that the Rat King is bad at naming himself. Keep an eye out for rats.
I mean, they're everywhere. Is there some difference in these rats that we should be paying attention to?
Suspicious rats.
It's a rat in a trench coat.
Was there anything different
Does it have a visor?
or like notable about?
It's got human eyes.
Oh.
That's
It's a rat reading a newspaper with two eye holes cut out.
Yeah.
With the 19 for a city rat, it looked very well fed.
So look
look
for any
for
fat
fat rats.
Look for fat rats.
Non-scrawny rats.
Shadows Over Marn, the hunt for fat rats.
Look for fat rats. That's the episode name.
All right. So, are we here? Did we run out of symbols, or
So I need.
does
your
anybody else notice all these rats around us?
I
Kinda
need your
creepy.
marching order, and I need to know how you guys are moving. So if you're moving quietly, or if you're just going gung ho, guns blazing, which is possible too. But I need to know what order you guys are marching in, because that determines who's making the investigation checks to stay on the trail, and who's being the lookout.
I'm second to last, probably.
Who's
I
got
can go
good
front.
eyes? Who's got
I'd
good
I'll go
eyes?
probably
front.
be up front because I'm short
Mhm.
and would be useless in the back.
Well, you can be the rear guard and take perception checks to make sure you guys aren't being followed. That's a possibility too in the marching order. It's a very important part of the marching order. Whoever's in front,
We never look back.
that's true, especially at explosions.
No failure.
Turn around.
Whoever ever.
Don't turn around.
If I miss something behind me, I just need to walk all the way around the world to get it. So one of you who knows Thieves' Cant should be most likely in the front.
I can do it.
Sel, you want to take lead?
Yeah.
And then that'll put Shaka in the back. That sounded dirty. And then we need somebody. Basically, what's the middle kind of look like?
I can be behind Shaka.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll take the middle then.
So then I guess I'm behind Cell. Second?
You would be fourth, second to last.
Oh. I'm confused. So it goes Cell. Who's behind Cell?
Oh, wait, sorry. What did?
Shaka's in the
say?
back.
Oh god.
Sorry.
It's because Autumn said he was behind Shaka, but Shaka's last.
Right, she's in the back.
So-
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, then I'll be in front of Shaka. How about that?
Okay.
Just in front of Shaka.
You just see people in a line kind of.
No. Oh no, you go first.
You go,
No.
you go over there,
No,
and then I'll
okay.
be over here,
All
and
right.
then
Okay.
and then Shaka can keep a watch
What?
out back, and
Okay.
we'll be fine.
Famous last words.
I'll go second then.
She's like,
All right,
pastries.
I'm in the middle.
I tried to drop you guys down on this map so that I could like organize you guys, and now I can't move or grab the tokens at all. Or
Oh
delete.
god.
They're just there forever, I guess.
Maybe it needs a second.
Technical difficulties. The stream. Yay!
Brought to you by Tinker.
In theaters when?
January 16th.
On only on Peacock.
Exclusively on Peacock.
And Crackle?
Exclusively on Mixer.
Oh yikes. Rest in peace.
Exclusively on Vimeo on demand.
Exclusively not on Crackle.
Wow.
Exclusively not.
Oh yeah.
Mad shade
Everywhere.
on Crackle.
Well, Gary Oldman, he has
It's in
that
his
thing.
contract.
It is in his contract.
Little bug on every poster.
Right.
Exclusively not on Crackle at the bottom. Oh,
They know what they did.
legally, that has to be the copy also. Okay, so we've got Cell in the front, Shaka in the back. As you guys move to this part of the city, I need you to make an investigation check. Cell, I need you to make a perception check. Shaka.
20 not natural.
Okay. You follow the trail fairly easily. They're getting harder and harder to spot the further you go into town, and a bunch of them have actually already been scraped out. You have to double back at one point because it looks like the Rat Prince must have changed safe houses at some point, and you'd followed a number of scraped out symbols, and then doubled back and found fresher symbols that had been scraped back in again. As you're moving through this part of the city, go ahead, Shaka. What was your perception check?
25. I'm
25.
better at this than driving automobiles, clearly.
You guys are not necessarily being followed, but the trail is being followed. As you guys all turn around a corner, Shaka, you taking up the rear, you peer back around. There are no less than 8 men with torches, not trying to be quiet about it, moving through this part of the city, and they are clearly following the signs behind you guys. You see them investigating the symbols where Cell had tapped on the wall and gone, Rat Prince, and moved on. They're clearly investigating the same signs and attempting to follow.
I would like to whisper to Cell, or message to Cell in a whisper. It looks like we got 8 guys following the trail behind us.
Can I message back in using that spell?
You can respond, I believe. But you get one response.
You can respond to this message.
You can
maybe. I think we should ambush them. And then I'm just gonna turn behind me and whisper, we're being followed. Ambush. And then kind of like, was there any sort of like broken down building or something that I can hide behind?
You guys are currently passing through a couple of alleyways that you guys can probably try to duck into to see if you can get a jump on them. But give me a you can follow along the pathway of the markers that you've been following if you want to, and hope that they follow the same path basically into the maw of the ambush. But give me a perception check to see if you can find a good place to hole up.
20, not natural.
Yeah. Let me bring up the map for you guys, okay?
Well, that's fine. Yeah, we can keep moving up to find wherever we're going first.
And when Cell relays to me that he wants to ambush, I'm gonna tug on Karis's the tail of his coat.
Tail, thank you.
And ambushing our unwanted guests.
Maybe I could put up a illusion. I don't know. We can't do that. I'd need a bigger illusion. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Do we know who they are? Can you make out any details or anything?
There are some guys with torches following the trail. I think Syl has a plan, so we should just follow him.
You guys duck into what looks like a tenement, and one of the ones with a wide open sort of courtyard that's full of supplies, half moldering. You can see a couple of wagons and a couple of barrels and things. You guys can go ahead and position yourselves how you want to for the ambush. I'll go ahead and activate it right now.
What are we doing here? Is this the spot? Is this where we're supposed to be?
Apparently people are following us, or at least following the trail, so we're setting up for an ambush.
Do the signs point that this is the place we're supposed to be going?
It's where you guys are pushing through. They go into this tenement, and you haven't found the next one yet for this area, but you assume at some point it pushes back out of the tenement again.
Gotcha. And where are the people coming from? Sorry.
They're coming from the north.
Okay.
I have to remove your light that other people can see, unless you're going to cast Flame Blade or something.
Who are you talking to?
I'm sorry, I'm talking to you, Amelia.
Oh, she has dark vision.
She does have dark vision. You should still have dark vision.
Yeah. Okay. Of 120 feet.
Yep, you should still be able to see, right?
Yeah, it's not black.
I can, but it's pretty dark. It might just be my monitor. Hold on.
It is pretty dark.
For me too. Yeah.
It's going to be dark for the people without the dark vision, but you guys should still have dim vision. Yeah, you guys can. Yeah, if you can actually see.
Yeah,
anything.
I can make out some details on there. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm good. How high are these buildings or the roofs?
They're about 30 feet. The roofs are they're about 30 feet up. There's a stair. You can see a stairwell down towards the bottom here.
Okay.
You guys have about one round to put yourselves where you want to be.
And they're coming from the north, you said?
Yes, they are. They're coming from. If they're following you, then they're going to come through here under this bridge.
I see.
Or this not it's like a not like a sky bridge. That's a bit too like,
An overpass?
yeah, it's kind of an overpass of like where the two halves of the tenement are connected to each other.
Actually, I want to be.
I would like to
Yeah.
cast Vigilant Blessing on myself.
Okay. Yeah, you can each, if you guys want to prep a spell or anything, you have time to prep one of these because you are preparing an ambush.
I'm just gonna ready an action if so to no wait, never mind, fuck it. I can't ready an action. I do better attacking physically, so I'm good.
Now that we're all in position, I'm going to loudly kind of whisper, "So what's the plan?"
So I
What
can't
the
wait.
hell?
What? I can't.
What's happening?
Are you getting user error things? Because I
Yeah.
get user error things.
You're gonna use your errors for what?
Yeah, it was just popping up. Can't parent something or other user error.
Oh,
Um,
I was just duplicating in the tokens for the enemies. So
Okay.
Enemies.
What?
Oh,
So I'm going to cast minor illusion right here, and I'm gonna put a small chest right on the ground, and have it
Okay.
just lightly glowing, barely, almost imperceptibly, but just enough to really draw their attention.
okay.
Actually, right here, just barely forward.
Okay.
Then
Oh.
I'll minor illusion a key 10 feet away from it. Right here. Actually, no, over
fine.
here.
That's amazing.
and then all minor illusion a sign that says "Key here" to box over there.
Again, wrong campaign.
Okay, so there's the key.
It's
There's
like
the
in Hero
there's the
World all
chest.
of a sudden.
Yeah.
And then where's the sign?
The sign is kind of somewhere in between the box and the key, and it's just going to be pointing at either thing. One's going to point to the key, and one's going to point to treasure.
Like a signpost.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Let
And
me
then
fall, damn you. There we go.
I just want to ready an action of panache for
Nice.
whenever it seems like someone makes a hostile move.
Okay. Can you? That's an action, right? So you can ready that as an action.
Yep.
The sign's going to like sort of neon flash like key
Jesus
and then
Christ.
treasure and then key and then treasure.
Okay. You got it. So all of this fucking flashing shit right here in the middle. As you guys begin to hear, footsteps, and you hear, "I think it's this way." As first person steps through.
My God, he's a circle.
A giant
How do you get
circular
that big?
man steps through, and he immediately stops. And he looks to be human male. He's a bit stocky, a little round in the gut, as he is holding a torch. He goes, "Hey, wait a minute. We got something." I'm gonna give him a investigation check.
This could only go well.
Rolls a 7.
Nice.
I think so. Someone left something here. As he bends down. Oh, he's like on crash down in front of him. He's like, "Hey, I think they left something here for us." He goes, "Careful, could be trapped." As somebody else comes from around the corner, he's like, "Yeah, but don't worry, there's a key right over there." The other guy walks.
But what if it's locked?
Idiots.
Well, no problem.
Why do you know what's in there? It says treasure right there on
On the side.
this guy walks to here.
Just read.
So he rolls. He rolls a 9. And he's-
Yes.
Well, let's say treasure, doesn't it? Nick, come take a look at this.
Do you say Mick?
Treasure? Let me give him a roll too.
110. 110.
Isn't it your spell save DC that they have to beat?
That's an 8.
Yes.
These guys are fucking morons.
Yes. Going so well.
Like, try to pick up that key. He goes to reach down, and this is the first time they're actually making contact with any of this stuff. He goes to reach down, and his hand goes right through it. And he's like, "Oh shit!" As they all
Shock
begin
was
to
just
turn,
crouched behind her crate, doing
what do
this.
you guys do? As you see him reach down and like trying to he's putting his hand right through it, and as he turns and looks up to the other guys, we're gonna roll initiative. You guys earned that surprise round.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Can I before initiative starts, can I flap off that panache that I
Yes.
readied? Okay.
So you basically burst up from the crates and like, I'm coming for you!
Surprise, motherfuckers!
So they just have to roll an insight check.
Okay, so before we hop into that combat, because this combat's going to take us to the end of the session, let's go ahead and take a 10-minute break, get some grub, get some caffeine, and then we'll hop back in and we'll start fighting some dumbass bandits.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, so for all you
Lovely.
wonderful people that stuck it out through Twitch's crazy crap, we will be back in 10 minutes, right around 1:25, and we'll see you then for this. Should be a really interesting combat.
Get to stomp on some bandits.
Hell yeah.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to the Shadows of Marn.
We already rolled our initiative, or no, we did not. We didn't.
Yeah.
All right, good. Let's go ahead and jump right into the fight. So let me get you guys set up.
Do you want me to just let you know what I got for persuasion for panache?
Yeah, and they have to beat the insight, right? It's against their passive insight?
No, it's an insight roll. Insight check.
What does
I got a
panache
27.
do?
So if they're hostile, then they have disadvantage on attack rolls against targets, and can't make opportunity attacks against targets other than you for 1 minute. So I think it has disadvantage on all attack rolls because it clarifies in the first clause on attack rolls against targets, and then it can't make opportunity attacks against targets other than you for 1 minute, or until your allies engage it, or it gets more than 60 feet away from you. And then if they're not hostile, they're charmed.
Okay. Go ahead.
Swashbuckler.
Yeah, Swashbuckler is pretty
Jesus.
fucking dope. Payne, go ahead and give me your initiative.
19.
Okay. Amelia.
Also 19.
Cell.
28.
Jesus fucking
What the
Christ,
shit?
Cell. Karis.
Swashbuckler.
Wait, how do you get fucking... That's insanity.
It's
sorry.
Swashbuckler. I have a +10 to initiative.
What?
What?
How is
Yeah.
that?
Is that a real thing?
I've got a +9.
What?
What is your
Okay.
+9 for? You're not a swashbuckler.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Oh, she is?
Swashbuckler sorcerer. That's the spell blades, baby.
You guys
That's
don't
insanity.
you want to nerf yourself in every possible way and create a really crippled character like I did?
Listen, one-eyed is not crippled. And she has a second eye.
And she had a second eye the whole time. Karis, what's your initiative?
Sorry, it was, 16.
And Shaka, what's your initiative?
7.
Ooh, all right.
She's back there eating her pastries. She's like, maybe I can
lamenting
jam
the
this.
stupidity of these guys while she stress eats her pastry.
She's just like, maybe I can fit one more in before we start.
But she could not. It's like the Arrested Development thing.
the narration.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Did one of the bandits beat a 28?
No. In fact, I think I kind of fucked something up here. I'm sorry, guys. I might
They're
need to
actually
use-
all swashbucklers. And
might
they're
need to use
dumb.
initiative again because I thought that it would auto roll their initiative when I did that, and it didn't. It just gave them all 0 initiative. So it was
I'm okay with that.
19, 28, 16 from you, Karis, and then a
Yes.
7.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. I can't navigate away from this page, so I'm gonna just grab my dice real quick. So I'll just roll manually for them. It'll save us all some time.
So we're all going fireball out of the starting gate, right? We're just gonna draw as much attention to ourselves as possible.
Yeah, you can, but just cast it subtly.
That just means I don't make the sounds.
Yeah, I know.
right? So no one knows where the fireball came from.
Yeah.
Shaka!
No, how could you?
Who fire?
You
he
should
who
really know
fireballed.
better.
What?
Oh, it just slipped.
Here we go. we go. Definitely nobody above a 28. As your panache goes off, the people who are within range and can see you now, is it all of them? They all have disadvantage against.
No, I believe it's just one.
Were you hitting the first guy in the door?
Sure.
All right, so I'm gonna put a little token on him. Okay.
Okay. Are they all surprised too? Do we get
They're
surprised?
all surprised.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him a. There's a lot of really weird stuff on here. I'm just gonna give him that token, just so we know.
Okay. Oops, sorry.
All right, guys. So, as a few of these people begin to filter in, Sel, you jump up. You had held your action for panache, so it is now your turn at the top of the round. You see 3 people filtering in so far, with 2 of which have torches. One appears to be human. The one that came in last was Dragonborn, and the one that came in before and tried to pick up the key appeared to be Elven.
Cool. All right. I'm just going to go for the one that's closest to me. 5, 10, 15. Take a little swipe at him.
Okay, go ahead.
So let me just... I got to remember about how it works with rakish audacity. Cool. So I can use sneak attack if I hit. There it is. And that's a mighty natural 1 for 10. Or do I have advantage if they're surprised? I don't remember. No, right?
I don't believe so. Ooh, I should know this as a DM.
It's all good. I don't think we do.
I don't think so.
On surprise?
I don't think so, but let's double check quick. It's a very slow intro to some battle, but
Yeah. That's okay. They're dumb. They'll never catch on.
Yeah, you just can't be surprised. You can't be, you don't have reactions.
roger that. Okay, so, so you do not hit with the natural 1, obviously. As you go to swing at them, and he's like standing up, and is like, oh, as this rapier just plunges over his shoulder and then snaps back down. Are you still the teenager, by the way?
Yeah.
I thought you were legless.
Oh, that's right. I'm Legolas. I'm Legolas the legless.
Lego my legless leg.
Then you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna take a swing with the dagger as a bonus action.
Okay, you got the dagger out.
15?
15, I believe. Not on the Dragonborn. It is not hit.
Fuck.
He parries it away from you. Ding! As it goes off high off of the short sword he has in his hand.
All right, and then I'm gonna book it back. 2, 3.
You can see, by the way, he looks Dragonborn. He looks like a red Dragonborn, but as you get close to him, up in his face, his features are exaggerated and aggressive. His posture is almost stooped with how heavy his head and shoulders are on his frame. It almost stoops his shoulders in. He may actually be half dragon as opposed to Dragonborn, which is a very different creature.
Okay.
And you run back, and you don't take any opportunity attacks as you run back.
Correct.
Next up is going to be Pain.
For what it's worth, also no one should get opportunity attacks this turn, right? They're all
Correct.
Surprised they can't use reactions. Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Correct.
What the hell? I never use this. I will cast Fairy Fire on all of them.
Oh, very, very cool. Okay, what is the save?
Dex 14.
Wow. All 3 fail.
Sweet, so they're
in this area.
illuminated and cannot benefit from going invisible.
What's the light on them? How much light?
It's a 20-foot cube.
And then for them...
And then it says, any creature in the area is also outlined in light for the duration. Objects and affected creatures shed dim light in a 10-foot radius.
10 foot, got it, okay.
And then it says, any attack roll against the affected creature or object has advantage if the attacker can see it, and the affected creature or object can't benefit from being Oh, and the affected creature can't benefit from being invisible. So everybody has advantage on these creatures now.
Mm-hmm. Nice. That's a good one.
So I'm going to stay exactly where I am.
You guys are hidden back there pretty well too. I mean, it's dark as shit. So they're all now there's just a sudden flare of this energy, and it like little motes of magenta light kind of float up from the center of the area, and then they stick onto all of these people. Now there's these little motes of bright light surrounding these people like little fireflies. They are very, very obvious as to where they are.
Very, very obvious.
Very, very obvious. As a matter of fact, one more. You actually illuminate one more that wasn't quite on the map yet, but I'm going to put him on here for the sake of just being able to see him. This guy is actually behind this token here, and you can now see him as well because of the fairy fire. He failed the save and is now illuminated. There you go. So
there she is.
There appears to be another wood elf as they come in, and they're all wearing like dark leathers. They all look like they were dressed for crime. More accurate way to describe it.
They wore their crime outfits.
Yeah. Hey, everybody has at least one crime outfit. All right.
It's true.
Are they all matching?
Yes, they're all wearing the same monogrammed breastplates. It's very cute.
It just says crime.
Doing crime
crew.
This is Marn's version of CC's trading company.
The crime crew.
Company. Amelia, you are up.
That's trademarked.
As you see these characters now outlined in these pink motes that are floating around them, you have a clear line of sight to that group. What are you going to do?
Question: if a spell says the casting time is a bonus action, can you still use an action to cast it?
No.
Okay.
Then I will do nothing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and pout then. How's that sound?
Protest turn.
I'm gonna
Pour
use
herself a glass of wine back there.
Hop in the bath.
5, 10. It's still in a bath. I'm gonna use a
Whitman.
bonus action. I miss Whitman.
I do too.
To cast the Hound of Ill Omen.
Oh my god.
And within 120 feet, so I can just cast. And I'll put right there.
I wonder if I can actually. I think I can import that real quick with D&D Beyond. So hold on.
It's just it uses the same stat block as a dire wolf. Oh, where is it? I thought
But
I
it's
had
way
it.
cooler.
Yeah, it's way cooler.
Have you trained it to walk on its hind legs?
Yeah, and rip out the flesh of my enemies.
And then be horrifying.
It walks on my enemy's disembodied legs.
Where are you sending this back-flipping dog?
Right here.
Okay.
And it's gonna attack this guy.
You got it. Let me go ahead and give you permissions, okay?
I mean, technically, it can stand right in front of it. It's just be standing in the magical chest.
Yeah.
We don't want to break the illusion.
It could still work.
So just so you know, the hound is size medium, not large, and it counts as a monstrosity, not a beast. It appears with a number of temporary hit points equal to half your sorcery level. It can move through other creatures, objects, as if it were difficult terrain. The hound takes 5 force damage if it ends a turn inside an object. At the start of the turn, the hound automatically knows its target's location. If the target is hidden, it is no longer hidden from the hound. So pretty much all it can do is attack one target. Yeah, that guy.
I just had somebody use this. A friend of mine used this in one of the other campaigns, and it's fucking dope. It's really cool. So I just gave you ownership for it, although it's not going to move again. I don't think. It's
I
going to
don't-
stand there upside
like,
down.
I don't know if you can actually take control of it. Like it just moves in
It just
one.
moves to where you want it to go and attack
Yeah.
that specific person.
Yeah.
Roger that. Okay, so you guys, see Amelia stand up and just points her hand forward, and a black mist pours out of the gauntlet that she wears. And as it coalesces onto the floor, you see a shadow rise up from the ground, and it is a burning, like constantly an effervescence like coming off of this black hound, as it just silently bolts forward and then clamps onto that human who was like still bending down and is now looking up. Does it get to attack on this turn or no?
I believe it does.
Okay, go ahead. You can roll that if you want to.
Hang on, let me pull it up.
Only
again.
if you want to, though. You don't have to.
You would roll initiative for the hound, I think.
As
Oh,
opposed
yeah,
to,
there you go.
The hound
Because it
uses
attacks on its own turn.
roll initiative. Yep, you're right.
I just imagine just this upside down hound running.
It's like like it's sliding across the ground on its back.
It's like a video game where it's just like,
physics
flipping,
are up.
like, upside down across It's like we look over and Cell is like walking sideways halfway into the picture. Are you guys getting are you guys getting a ping? I feel like I don't know, party chat just disconnected. Got a lag spike.
Serious rubber banding.
It rolled a 19 also on initiative.
Okay, let me add that in. What's your hound's name? Does it have a name?
Fluffy.
Lydia and I have a list of dog names if you want.
Yeah, hit me up.
Dog Blart Mall Cop is one of my favorites.
Dog
Okay,
Blart.
a little too long.
Gunt.
Gunt?
Yeah.
Gunt?
Short for Guntahund.
Oh, okay.
Hold on,
Dog-
before we get off to 19, right? Jesus. And what's the max HP? Never mind.
It's
You track it. I'm not gonna worry.
it's 37 plus 3 temporary hit points, so it's 40.
Okay, you got it. So this hound apparates out of the ground and bursts forth, and then silently runs across the battlefield, leaping over the fake chest, doing a backflip, and then tries to clamp down on this human standing here. Is that your turn, Amelia?
No.
All right. Keep moving. What else are we doing?
5, 10,
I'm also going to nuke everyone.
20, 25.
I said fireball.
And I'm gonna use our booming blade on this guy in front of me.
Booming blade. Okay, you got it. Where are you? Even I'm having trouble seeing. Oh, there you are. Okay.
That's I think that's 21. No, 22 to hit.
That's gonna hit for sure. Go ahead and give me your damage roll.
Oh my god, there's too many dice for this.
Oh.
Oh, for the physical.
Because they're all like split up too.
Yeah. That's
Got too many attacks.
10,
Oh, I'm too powerful.
14. That's 20 piercing and it's 2d8. Oof. And that's 9 thunder damage.
Nicely done. So that long thin sword comes out, and with a flourish, it pierces straight through this wood elf who was barely even paying attention by this point. And immediately there's like a flash, and they're wreathed in this vibrating thunder energy. Is that
I'm
your
gonna
turn?
take one step back.
Okay, step out of the way. Next up is the is the wood elf on the opposite side, wearing the dark leathers. He is surprised, so he's no longer surprised now. Next up is your Hound of Ill Omen. So go ahead and use that.
It's gonna attack. Got one attack, right? Yeah. Against creatures that at least one. Nope. The wolf has advantage. Okay. Do we get advantage on these guys or forget?
Yeah. Because of the fairy fire.
Yeah.
The fairy fire.
I didn't roll advantage last time. It's okay. 19. Sorry. What am I saying? 14. Oof.
14 will not beat his AC.
Okay.
As he begins to stand back up, and the hound just leaps at him, and he pulls his axe from his back and brings it down in front of himself, dropping his torch in his space. And the hound bites down on the axe. Now he's like wrestling with the axe with the hound.
Axe hound.
Axe hound. All right. That's the hound's turn, I assume.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Next up is the other wood elf on the other side who took 2 hits from you, and is surprised. His surprise ends. Next up is the guy in the middle here. Surprise ends. Karis, you are up.
I'm going to pop out from around this side and cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Wait, which one has been damaged?
The one to the far right that you can see. It looks like the wood elf that is currently sheathed in this, like, he almost appears to be like vibrating back and forth a little bit as there's this thunder energy that's enwreathed around him.
Okay, I just Eldritch Blasted him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a hit, please.
21.
That hits. Go ahead and give me your damage. As you just, there's that like streak of force energy across the battlefield. These guys get
do I get sneak attack on that, right?
You do not get sneak attack on Eldritch Blast. It's only for ranged weapons, not ranged spell attacks and finesse weapons.
Well, that sucks. But that was good damage, so 9. 9.
As he's standing there, like enwreathed in that energy, and then like knocks the wind out of him as he's still standing there, covered in that that thunder energy.
So then I'm going to jump back over here, and as a bonus action, I'm going to shout out to Shaka, "You've got this! I believe in you!" And she's going to have Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
It's a
awesome.
D8.
Awesome. Hey, you got your D8. Hell yeah, man.
A tiny thumb.
Pops up from a barrel.
Pops up.
Is there a pastry in that hand?
It's covered in crumbs.
Yeah.
Little icing on the side.
Did you roll with advantage, by the way?
I did. Yeah.
Okay, good. So next up is the gentleman to the in this. Let me get the rest of these guys on the board now.
Oh, these are gentlemen? We should
Excuse me,
Oh.
what?
shouldn't be
Oh.
attacking
It's
gentlemen.
actually
There's
they're
more?
it's like leather suits with like leather ties.
Are they pinstriped?
Like a leather top hat with like armor painted onto it.
And I just love that they still have the embossed crimes.
And like stitched, but it's like stitched embossed. Beautifully done.
It's on their
Shaka,
ascot.
You are Shaka, you are up.
All right. I would like to use
I'm
my
wearing my
5th
crime
level
ascot.
spell slot to cast Synaptic Static.
Awesome.
I just
For
want
my
to double
birthday, can you
check.
get me an ascot that just has crime? on it?
Cell is not in close combat with any of them, right?
Not that you see. You don't see Cell over there at all.
Well, you see Selden right next to you, right?
Oh. Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that he was actually there.
Top on global illumination.
Where's Sal? Oh, right there.
Just make it a little more visible.
I wasn't sure because I thought that he had attacked, so I wanted to make sure he wasn't in combat.
He's not currently in combat. He's back there with you.
So, I choose a point within range and cause psychic energy to explode there, and each creature in a 20-foot radius centered on that point needs to make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. Let's get your area set up. Is it going to be centered on the guy in the middle? Is it going to be here, right? So 20 feet? That's your area.
Yeah.
So that includes the
Sorry
hound,
about the
I
hound.
assume.
He will remember this. I mean it. I don't know the gender.
I don't want to misgender my horrific shadow creature from beyond.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
the save is a 17.
It prefers they.
Gotcha.
Day.
I'm not gonna call it they, but it prefers they.
No.
Like, think about it. First one, I'm going from left to right. So guy on the far left rolls a natural 18. The next one over fails. The one in the middle succeeds, and then the one on the far end definitely fails. And then there's two more unseen that get hit from this. That's a failure. That's a failure. So go ahead
You
and give me
said intelligence, right?
intelligence. Yes.
Do you know how much intelligence the wolf has? 3.
2.
Oh,
it's
if
like
it had
negative
if it
4.
had if it had a intelligence of 2 or lower, it wouldn't be affected.
Oh. That sucks.
Just hard enough for it to hurt.
It rolled a 10.
Oh, go ahead and give me those damage amounts.
So it's 30 damage, and they take half as much damage on a successful save.
Woof. He succeeds.
Freezing.
Oh, I know what I was doing. This one is a 30. Damn, girl. It's pretty rad.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody who fails has muddled thoughts for 1 minute, during which it rolls a d6 and subtracts it from attack rolls and ability checks, as well as Constitution saving throws to maintain
Okay.
concentration.
Woof.
With an
Holy
intelligence
shit.
of 3, I think Wolfie had muddled thoughts
Yeah.
to begin with.
Damn, and there was a bunch of failures on that too. So it's only the ones on failures that this happens, right?
Yes. And
Okay.
They can make the intelligence saving throw at the end of each turn.
So I gotta mark these to remember, because that's a fair amount of things to remember. And just don't be afraid to be like, hey, this person needs to subtract their d4.
What the?
Does
D6.
everything move or something?
No, I'm just trying to make it face the right direction. But is it
Perfect.
facing the right direction?
Perfect.
It's close enough.
Flawless.
I thought the arrow would change. That's why.
He's like attacking like this.
Oh,
like,
okay,
on his
gotcha.
back hind legs. Rawr.
It looks like he's playing, but he's really tough. All right.
Failure. This was a.
He's got blood on his mouth.
I mean, how many
Let
hit
me go
points does he
ahead.
have?
40.
Not
Okay.
anymore.
Yeah.
Someone.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't outright, knock it out.
Obliterated.
There's this fucking crater where it was.
He's just here. Sorry.
It's got one more round to try to do something.
D&D Beyond, please fix your shit. Can't just fucking use the scroll wheel. Come on, guys. Okay, so. Perfect. So. I have them almost all marked appropriately. Okay, so this now goes away, correct? That area of effect.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try to grab it and get out of there. Can I grab it? May I grab it? There we go. All right, cool. So there's just there's like this centered point where there's like a warped, and then throughout the air, everybody ducks. You guys can all hear it. You feel like you're hearing it in the center of your mind. And as you look up, there's just half of them are just like staring vacantly off into space. The other half are like their heads are down like this. They're covering their ears. Is that your turn, Shaka?
That is my turn.
Nicely done. Next up is going to be the final guy who is surprised, and then we're popping back up to the top of the initiative round with Cell. What would you like to do?
Alrighty. Boop boop. This person, they have fairy fire on them?
All of
they
them
do. They do.
Okay, cool. I'll take...
Yeah. Do they all have fairy fire on them because they're all in a 20-foot cube?
Well, it's like it affects anyone within the 20-foot cube when I cast it.
Oh, but there's a save.
Right, and they all failed the save, right?
Those four definitely did.
The ones in the back were not in the cube when it happened. The three in the back were not in the cube when it happened. They were further back, and they've moved forward since then.
Oh, sorry, I didn't
That's
see
okay.
there
I put
other
them on the map.
people.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I don't know if you can see them. They might be outside of your wall.
Yeah, I can't.
They are.
They are.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So there's just a couple more people behind that were not affected. I thought this you were referring to, but everybody who's currently visible is lit up by fairy fire.
Cool.
Okay.
I got a 23 to hit.
That's gonna hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Man, this crime gang's bigger than 4 people.
35.
35 points of damage.
Yeah.
With the veteran's cane that you have, with a flurry, you stab straight through, up through the neck, and then just whip out the side, and he just crumples to the ground.
Can I, as a free action, say you're next, and then jump back?
You're next, and then as they turn to look at you, half of them, their brains completely muddled. There's nobody to look at. You're already
all right. And then I'll bonus action hide.
Okay. You got it. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Yeah. 27.
Jesus Christ. Pain. You see,
Yeah.
you see a person who looks like a pop culture character that you do not know with no legs. Leave out in the shadows. Nearly decapitate someone, slash the sword down, and then scream, "You're next!" and then just disappear back into the darkness like a rustle of crates. Completely gone.
Is this guy right here that Wolfie is on? He's been injured, yeah? Or he doesn't have all of his hit points, right?
Correct. Wolfie is actually attacking the one to this one here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll also attack the same one. And I will cast Toll Dead. That one.
Cool.
Oh, I gotta roll to hit. That's right.
Oh, wait, hold on. I don't think you rolled a hit on that. I think I roll a save.
Oh, you do. Wisdom 14.
By the way, Such, I posted in general the dog name list, so whenever you get a sec.
That fails. Go ahead and roll your damage. I think it's 2d12.
It is actually 3d12.
3d12?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that is
No
21 points of necrotic damage.
Damn. Guy is not looking good. As there's a dong through the air, and you see him just crumple down onto a knee for a second as the hound is still hounding him.
And I will duck back down and end turn.
All right, Amelia, you are up. You can see they're taking the brunt now of this punishment, as there's synaptic static being thrown in, a bell is tolling, you see an eldritch blast fire through and hit somebody in the chest. They're just being peppered as they're trying to move into this area.
Which one did she just attack? Sorry. This one?
She attacked, this one here.
Okay.
I wish you could ping in Foundry.
Oh yeah, how do you do that?
Yeah, you should be able to, right?
Nope.
Can you guys see this?
Oop, what did I do?
Can you see this yellow, these orange things that are appearing around the
Oh
characters?
yeah. No. I mean, they're only showing. I think they only show up for when you do it on your screen, because I'm doing it right now and it's working, but
Okay.
nobody else can see it.
You guys can draw, right?
How do?
No.
Okay.
Anyways,
Okay, let's keep moving.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later. There's probably a module you can download. It's like a pinging system. So,
Yep.
there's a fucking module for everything in this. Awesome. Anyway, yeah. So, you wanted to hit this one in the center where Wolfie was attacking it.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and go after this one, but before that, I'm going to cast Shadow Blade.
Amazing. Bonus action, right?
Yep. Bonus action to cast Shadow Blade.
You see from her, from your hand, the sword that you were currently holding suddenly just erupts into darkness, and is now you're basically holding a void in your hands.
Okay. Bop, bop. Shit.
Did you roll with advantage?
No, thank you.
Yeah.
What's that to hit? It's probably like +9 or something. It was like 26.
Yeah, that hits. It'd be really cool when these guys actually get to attack.
Totally.
So what is it you guys do? You just stand there and get beat up?
So you just do crime, I guess?
Their side gig is target dummy.
Sorry, I was also gonna cast Booming Blade again on that.
Didn't you already cast?
Oh,
you
that's
cast
right.
it because you cast it with the bonus action and it was the
Yeah.
first level spell.
It's a second level spell.
Okay, you're fine. You're fine because Booming
That's
Blade's a
fine, right?
cantrip.
Yeah. Okay. That's garbage. That's 3 psychic damage, 13 thunder damage, and 8 piercing.
So 24.
Yes.
Quick maths.
Damn.
Slash down through, and there's a detonation, and then those shadows stick all around the wood elf. As now there are, through that giant gash you put through his body, it is like a black void in his chest. Okay, and you can almost hear like the wind like sucking into the void that's there.
Is
Is
that
that your
up?
turn? Oh, he's not looking good.
Yeah, okay. And then take 5. What's this stuff behind me? Is that
It's
like
a crane. You can
Okay.
walk around it.
Da.
Okay. So,
Jesus.
and then there's just like an after image of Amelia as she steps back. The two, you guys are just these hit and run tactics. They just can't, like, every time they turn up and they look at someone else, they're getting hit from the other side. As they turn, that person's already gone. These hit and run tactics they just can't keep up with.
A for ambush. Woo!
Should do this shit more often.
I know.
All right, everybody, crime on 3. 1, 2, 3, crime.
Who knew a blinking neon sign could be so stealthy?
Hey.
This one is going to take the hide action. Oh, excuse
It's
me.
called a diversion.
Okay. What's the highest passive perception here?
Probably Shaka's.
Yeah.
Passive perception, yeah.
Mine's
Probably
16.
15.
15, 16.
26.
There you go.
Jesus.
All right. To everybody but Shaka, this person is hidden. So I think what I'll just do is I'm just gonna boop.
Can they
Does
do that
fairy
with
fire-
the dog right next? Yeah, the fairy fire
Oh,
doesn't.
they're still in fairy fire, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. They have disadvantage on the save, or they can't be hidden at all.
They
can't
cannot
be.
benefit from invisibility.
So well, he's not invisible. He's hiding, like he's going behind a wall, basically.
Oh,
What?
Oh, yeah.
Moving to this
Okay.
over here. and
but he's
attempting-
still glowing, so
He's gonna get an opportunity attack, right? If the hound's on him.
The hound only attacks.
Oh.
It can only make opportunity attacks against
So
the target.
I'll give him disadvantage on that roll. Because once he goes behind something, the glow does not. You can't see the glow through walls.
Sure.
Right, and if you can't see him, you don't have advantage anymore.
Yeah.
So,
Unless you're Quinn. Quinn would be able to find him.
so you guys do know that he went in this direction. You can attack him with disadvantage, but if you want to be able to attack him with advantage, then you need to be able to perceive him, which takes your action, with the exception of Shaka, who can still see him.
I mean, they're also shedding dim light for 10 feet around them, so I don't know how that affects
that guy.
our ability to find and see them.
I don't think that guy's gonna hide.
He's gonna move here, and he is going to attack you twice with his bow. So he just
No.
at you, Amelia. Does a 20 hit you with shield?
Yeah.
Okay.
With shield? No.
Okay. Do you want to use shield?
I will.
Okay. So as you
Yes.
you can see this very bloody wood elf comes around the side and fires off 2 shots in rapid fire. His arm moving as a blur, and as both those arrows fly towards you, you just throw. There's like a glimmer in the air, and both of them just ricochet off into the darkness. You can see exasperation and desperation on his face. He is going to turn. 2, 3, and he's going to start to actually leave. So let me open these. He's going to go.
15, 20, 25, 30. He would he's a wood elf. He has a base movement of 30.
Yeah.
And he moved 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. It would be 25. He would be right above that guy on the north. The furthest he could get is there. Right?
What are you talking
Because
about?
he had moved 5 to go over here.
He's here.
Yeah.
5?
Like diagonally
10,
5.
15.
15, 20, 25.
Oh, there's a door there. Okay. Fucking duh. I thought that. Yeah. My bad.
What, was like a wall or something?
Yeah. I couldn't see through there at all.
Okay,
So.
got it. Well, moving on to the hound. The hound is next. Does it stick around and do more damage, or does it dissipate?
No. It just keeps attacking until it's
Okay,
dead, or either of them are dead.
got it.
What was the conditions of synaptic static?
They are muddled. Oh, thank you. Yeah. So this guy, what's the thing with being muddled? I completely
-6
forgot.
to attack rolls.
Minus
Minus
6 to attack
D6 to attack rolls and ability checks, as well as concentration checks.
Perfect. Okay. So actually, that one attack still would have beat your shield. Or, I'm sorry, still would have beat you if you didn't cast shield. So it still kind of makes sense. But the other one would have been like a -2 to hit. But he does still get his movement and moves up here. So let's. I'll try to remember the synaptic static thing.
Okay.
And don't hesitate to remind me about it, Shaka, if you need to. If I forget it, I won't take offense.
So it doesn't affect attacks, right? Attack rolls?
It does. It
does.
is a -6 to attack rolls.
D6, yeah.
I'm sorry, minus D6.
So that's a -3. So 19.
19's still gonna hit.
Yo. 2d6. That's 8 piercing. If the target is a creature, it must succeed on a DC 13 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Don't matter, because he did. As the hound just clamps down on him. He's been fighting it off with this axe the whole time. It couldn't quite get it to bite down into the creature. As this thing just grabs him by the neck and brings him to the ground. And as it does, it brings him to the ground and becomes a pool of shadow and disappears into the ground.
And she'll whisper goodbye.
They're both gone. Next up is going to be... Well, that guy's dead. This one moves forward. 5, 10, 15. Yikes. 5, 10, 15, and tries to move into position. Unfortunately, I don't believe he has anything he can do. He can just barely see you. So, is going to throw a hand axe at you. So he moves in and you just see a hand axe end over end fly towards you, Amelia.
I mean, she's not there, so can't hit him. She just exits the game before she...
Yeah. It's like, can I call time? And just like walks away.
The job's done. Dog did the thing.
Yeah.
And he'll throw.
That's with a minus D6, right?
No, this one's not muddled.
Oh.
21. The second one is going to hit. It's going to be a 21 to hit her. So when she comes back, she's going to take some damage.
Unless she casts shield again, right?
She can't, because she already used her reaction.
That's right, yeah. She'll only take 4 damage when he comes in.
She's down, I think.
We're going to skip over that guy for right now. Karis, you are up. You see this guy run in and begin throwing hand axes.
I think you skipped me. I should have gone before Amelia.
That's right.
How did I fucking skip you? I'm sorry. Pain,
That's
go ahead
right.
and just take your turn now. I don't know how I missed it. But no, didn't you Toll the Dead?
Yeah.
That was last turn. Like, before this round. We started over with
We've
Sam.
only gone twice. I think that you did, on your first move, you did Fairy Fire, and then second turn Toll the Dead.
Oh, well,
Oh,
really?
yeah.
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 Yeah, we've only gone twice.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Sorry.
Karis, you are up.
So I'm hidden back there, right? He doesn't see me.
Correct. You're currently hidden because you took the hide action or hide bonus action, didn't you? Cunning action. You don't have line of sight currently.
Right.
So he does not have line of sight on you.
Okay. So I'm gonna move to here and take a shot at him
Okay, with your
with crossbow. So
Okay.
if I have two hand crossbows, is it a double shot, or do I have to like a double shot where one doesn't have the bonuses on it? Is that how it works?
I believe you can do that.
Well, you need crossbow expert to
Yeah.
make.
Yeah, you need
Okay.
crossbow
The second
expert,
shot
'cause you
with a
can't-
light
it has to be
crossbow.
it has to be a melee weapon
Okay.
to use in two-handed fighting.
Okay.
Also, if it has loading.
Yeah, well, you couldn't reload it. You could shoot like
Yeah.
theoretically you could if it was possible, but yeah, the loading property would definitely hold you back.
Okay. Then a single shot.
Okay, hand crossbow.
Oh, so close. Yeah.
Or like crossbow?
26.
That's gonna hit for sure. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Okay, and that's sneak attack. So that's 15 damage.
Nicely done. So as he comes around, throws 2 axes. Amelia, by the way, you take 4 points of slashing damage as an axe end over end, like hits you like right in the chest as you're like still blocking from those two arrows, and then shoot in the side a crossbow bolt digs in deep, and he turns and then looks back at you, Karis.
You said 4, right?
4 points.
So then I'm going to duck back over here and take the hide action.
Okay,
Hide bonus action, sorry.
you got it. So that's gonna bring us to so many peoples. This guy here moves into the space. He steps over the.
Does he have to
fake.
save versus distraction?
No, they're in battle now. They're not paying attention to it.
Ooh, a treasure.
He does walk around it though. He
Ooh,
does, like,
shiny.
he still thinks it's a real object, so he like walks around it. He doesn't try to walk through it. He's got to use his. Unfortunately, you guys are so well hidden in here. He's got to use his action to make a perception check.
Minus a D6.
Yeah, thank you. Minus D6.
Corleone.
That is a 10. With that
Worst
DC
crime family ever.
Walks in and he's just like he's wiping his eyes, trying to see through like the muddled like synaptic static that's still left. It's like looking. We gotta go. Next up is this
And
guy.
at the end of their turns, they all get to roll a save for synaptic static.
Well, he's not gonna save. You roll a natural 1. But that's good to know. Thank you.
Question: Would they also have the 1d6 minus on those saves too, right? Or is it
They
just
would.
ability checks?
Wow.
Or no, sorry,
Yes.
it's
Ability
tackles
checks.
and ability checks and concentration saves.
Gotcha. So not these saves.
He's gonna step over to the corpse of this archer here. 3, 4. Then he's gonna use his action to proceed because this one comes around the corner. He's pissed. This is the half dragon. He's wearing the same sort of leathers as the other guys are wearing, but he's got like a fur, some kind of animal like fur collar as a mantle, with a tattered cape that hangs behind. As he sprints around the corner with a battle axe. He's like, "Where are you?"
Mini boss.
But he gets a -6 or minus D6. 15. So you rolled what on your
Like a
stealth?
20 something?
Yeah, he's no fucking
27.
clue where you are. He's no clue.
He's about to find out very quickly, though.
5 feet from him.
Sword comes out of nowhere.
God, and this guy's gonna come in. These guys got their fucking asses handed to them through there. So he's actually coming through this part here, but there's not enough doors to represent that on the thing. He moves in. Perception check with a minus.
Walks around the treasure chest. Avoids.
Avoids it. Well, don't want to trip on that. He is going to. All right. He's on his next turn. He's probably going to run unless homeboy over there can rally his troops, because this is not looking good for them. This is really bad. They did not expect this. Shaka, you were up next.
All right.
Because they basically.
Did you roll a save?
Oh, thank you. They cannot beat the save. What is the save? It's like an 18, isn't it?
17.
17, yeah, it's pretty brutal for these guys, to be honest.
All right. Since this big angry dude is nearby, I'm going to kind of stand up from where I'm crouching, up on my tiptoes to look over the crate. I'm going to point at him, and I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery.
Do
Your mom is so repulsive, even a gelatinous cube wouldn't eat her.
He's like, what? Does he have no? There's no disadvantage on the save, right? Or no minus to the save? It's just a straight roll.
It's just.
All right, don't worry, he rolls a 2. Jesus Christ, these guys cannot catch a fucking break.
Yeah, it's a wisdom save.
Okay, so what's the damage on that?
5.
Still up?
It's down. His head explodes.
Hurting bad.
He's like, as he hears that, like his head cocks, and there's like he's racked by this psychic energy. Like one eye closes, and he's like, ah. Like
His mama is his weak point.
Yeah.
Don't you talk about my mother. Chaga, is that your turn?
Yes.
That brings us to the top of the round with Cell.
All right, I'm just gonna pop out. This guy is fairy fired, right?
Yes, he is.
Alrighty. Hope he enjoys this sword.
Nice. That was super tight.
28.
That's
hit.
good for sure hit.
Let's do this. 13. 27 points of damage.
Jesus Christ, I should have used this fucking.
Oh,
Sometimes I forget that I have things that I can do.
I
just
forgot
give you guys
something
too much
too.
fucking leeway. So you just pop out from behind the crates, haha! And just like stab through him, and I'm assuming you like drop back down again.
Is he still up?
He's still up. He was not happy about that. As you pierce into him, you see like a crackle of flame coming from his mouth.
I'm gonna hop up, stab with one hand, and then kind of like push off of him, and then run away.
So you push him and using him as leverage, you shove back. The sword makes a sickening like as it pulls from him, and you turn and you run.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Actually, I'll just do 25. And then hide. Can I like hide underneath or no? I don't want to do that. I'll just crouch.
You can basically you're hiding alongside of this cart over here. So go ahead and make your stealth check.
Yeah. 19.
Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna be fine. Let's get our Reigns of Marn in here because I just want to hear that track. There we go. All right, y'all. So, you run, you stab through, like pull back, run, turn, slide around the side of this corner, and are up against this cart, like breathing heavy, waiting for the other shoe to drop as you can hear them moving around the other side of the crate. Next up is going to be Pain.
I will pop my head up, and would I be able to see the top of the half dragonborn's head over the?
You could probably just see him. Yeah, he has half cover from where you're standing, but you can see him.
Okay. Well, I'll cast Toll the Dead on him as well.
Perfect. He rolls a 15.
All right, so
That's
he's
still a fail, right?
no, that's a success.
Okay. So he takes no damage.
Yeah.
And then, did you want to do anything with your move or bonus action there, Pain?
Nah, I'll just stay put. I'll be like, well, that didn't work.
Okay, Amelia, you pull the axe from your chest, drop it on the ground. What are you doing?
Real quick, there was a guy that ran away, right? Or did he come back?
He ran out.
He ran out, and he had booming blade on him, and I forgot to. Yeah. What is it?
That's so fucking funny. Just whoop, whoop.
It's like all stoked that he got out of there.
12 thunder damage.
So, that guy, you're gonna roll it back a little bit. He had turned, fired twice, and as he fired and turned to run, he just the thunder damage collapsed and like imploded him, and he just crumbles to the ground and lands and like skids a little bit from the momentum. He is down as well.
Okay.
So he did not get out the door.
Poof. All right. Sorry about that.
No survivors.
No witnesses. I needed
The one
to.
thing that Stella and Amelia agree on.
I was debating
Stella and
on
Amelia
whether
are going to be best friends by the end of this campaign.
I was debating on whether to chase him down or not. All right, 5, 10, 20. This guy does not have fairy fire on him, right?
No, he does not.
Is he in dim light?
Yes.
Okay. Advantage. That's a 24 or 25 or something.
Yeah, that hits. These guys all have like 17 and 18 ACs. Like, you guys just can't miss.
Well, as someone who missed on the first round,
Oh, the one time someone missed.
And Backsmith Toll the Dead.
Yeah, but that's a save.
Yeah.
That's. I feel like that's more common.
Don't worry, I would miss an attack roll too.
That's,
Don't get it twisted.
Thank you.
That's 9 psychic damage, 12 thunder damage, and 9 piercing damage.
30 points of
that's-
damage.
Yes.
Damn. Holy shit. Again, that blade cuts through, and there's that rushing sound as air is pushing in to fill that void that's left by this giant black swath cut through this person. And there's every time you slash through with the shadow blade, there's like a mini sonic boom as it passes through. And it's just like radiating thunder energy. Does he have booming blade on him as well?
Yes. Sorry if I didn't say that.
Fucking shit. I like this build a lot.
Your attacks do like 4 things.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Bonus action dash. Oops. Skitter away into the darkness.
Skitters away into the darkness. The way that you move through the darkness too is just like suddenly appears out of the darkness with a sword made of shadow, slashes through, and by the time the person looks down and looks up again, it's just like you see the back of like high-heeled boots off into the darkness, like the flare of like a dark cloak. Stop it!
Who are you? Where?
Must have been the wind.
Just bleeding profusely.
Bleeding out. Okay, is that your turn?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So that person is not having a very good day. They are going to attempt to pursue, and then they're going to take the go ahead and roll your booming blade damage. So they're like stumbling, start moving down the alleyway, and there's like a fuse, like a
13 thunder damage.
around them as like crates smash in. As they keep walking, the concussive force almost knocking them off their feet. He turns, pulls his heavy crossbow off his back, tries to fire. Okay, not 20 off of that.
Oof.
Had to be 1, right?
Yeah. It's
It's this guy. I didn't finish the movement for him.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Could we cancel that?
I didn't, because I used my bonus action to dash. So.
Okay. Can we cancel what?
The net 20.
Just cancel it? Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, I don't think that's nice.
Come on, man.
Ruin my clothes.
Alas, we have no great cards.
Wow. You take from that crit. You take 5 points of damage as he rolls 2 1s on his stupid crossbow.
Dude, your rolls today are stellar.
Oh my god, it's incredible. He's going to use he's going to use the rest of his movement to begin moving back. So he moves to here. It's going to
Wait, pop off uncanny dodge, Such.
You know what? I will.
You
So
piece
3
of shit.
3 damage, right? I'm gonna regret that. Someone else is gonna crit me out.
Next up is going to be
Jonathan crits a lot.
Sir Jonathan crits a lot.
Because he's a
This guy-
gentleman.
This guy is going actually skipped over this veteran here. So I'm going to move him. He's going to start looking through the crates, and he's going to make. Did you hide, by the way, Shaka?
I did not. I
Okay.
am not a rogue, so I don't have
Got
the
it.
bonus action hide.
Okay, so he moves into space, and now he can see you down on the crates as you look up at this guy, and he's got his brutal battle axe in his hand. He's like, he's gonna take a couple swipes at you.
Little tiny thumbs up.
Yeah.
Don't forget your bardic inspiration.
Does that
16
impact
and
an
a
AC?
19. All those hits.
Both of those will hit.
Okay. First hit is going to be 9 damage. Second hit is going to be 5 damage. Jesus Christ. As he just... And as you've got the crate in between you and him, as it cuts down into the crate, it kind of cuts down into you too, and the second swing through goes straight through the crate into your chest, the wood actually breaking some of the... making it a non-lethal blow. As you get pushed back, and he pulls the blade back for another swing. But he won't get to do that until next turn, as this next guy...
Just a tiny yelp comes from behind the crate.
Did you subtract your 6 from those, by the way? Your D6?
I forgot about that.
And then don't forget to roll a save, also.
I don't think he would have hit on either of those. I rolled a 5 and a 6 off of both of those numbers, so just take your damage back off. But please remind me, because I'm having trouble tracking all this stuff, to be honest. So he rolls a 19 on the save. So I'm assuming that saves.
Yes, that will save.
Okay, so we're gonna save just in time to die on the next round. This guy,
we don't know.
3. He cannot see you. He only knows you went in this direction. This is what he's going to do.
Yeah, one of them might live for questioning. No?
15.
Listen, we can read their ascots. These fellas have got bad intentions.
I'm sure they put all their important information on pieces of paper pinned just on the inside of their jacket.
Well,
it's another note from Amelia's sister. God damn it.
The front of their chest plates say crime, but the back say stoppers.
Stoppers.
So crime stoppers.
It's a neighborhood watch. Oh no!
Sweet, no one stopped to look.
Well, technically they're the stoppers. Why would we stop?
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw there, Sel.
Oh, okay. Oh! It hovered on the 5 or the 15 and then shifted to 5. It's a 14 total.
Okay, that's DC was 15. You're gonna take as you're down on the side of that cart. Suddenly, there's like the smell of sulfur in the air, and then a gout of flame rips around the side of the cart, setting the cart on fire and also setting you on fire. You're gonna take 20 points of fire damage.
Oof.
Ouchie.
As he's like, there's flames bursting out of the front of his mouth. He's got 2 hands on his battle axe. He needs to turn and look.
So I have evasion, so I only take 10, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Then I'll uncanny dodge that bad boy.
Okay. So you take nothing, right?
I take 5.
You take 5? Okay. So you smell the sulfur and you're just like, shit. And as you duck down, there's like a cloud of flame right over top of your head. As you turn around the side of the cart, the entire cart is there's just flames rolling off of it around you. I
gotta kill that guy.
He is going to then turn and say, men, no retreat. We need that kid.
Oh.
And kid. Last one in this round is going to be...
Did you roll a save for him?
Oh yeah, he needs to save.
Nice.
Oh good, a 7. So he's still muddled. And then the last
More
one
like not good.
Is this guy. He's going to move
Got him.
further in. He's going to make a perception check with the -5.
He's hurting bad.
Fucking roasted, dude. Just like this guy.
So this guy is like wiping his eyes as he's moving and looking. He's confused. He's like bleeding out of his ears from the synaptic static. He moves forward and he's like frantically looking around and cannot see anybody. No, wait, he can see Pain. Pain, you're not hiding, are you?
I did not hide, but I am crouched, for cover.
Okay. He's got a clear line of sight. He is going to fire at you with his heavy crossbow. Because you're the only one that he can see. And he's like... I rolled a fucking 4. I cannot get your break.
What is happening?
You turn and like as you're about to move out of the way, it just hits the cobblestone or the stonework high above you, this bolt, and then just like falls and like hits you in the shoulder and lands. And then that is those fellows, which brings us to Shaka. You were up next.
I will stand up and kind of glare up at this guy. That wasn't very polite, and I will cast Dissonant Whispers on him.
So you go, that wasn't very nice. Very nice. Very nice. And it turns into like this cacophony in his head. You can see his head start to tilt. Eye squints. What's the save?
It's a Wisdom 17.
He rolls a natural 17, which means he does save. But go ahead and give me the damage.
It was a 7. I rolled 2 1s on that.
Oh my god. All right. Oops.
He's vaguely annoyed.
Yeah. He's like, there's the. You see him go, and like shake his head and continue with the onslaught. Top of the round brings us back to Cell. Cell, you're around the back of this cart. Everything's on fire. Like there's little bits of flame licking at your uniform that you like.
And then I'm gonna say, find this, and then I'll bounce that one.
Stab him again.
Is he's still fairy fired, right?
Yeah.
To my knowledge, yes. How long does a fairy fire last? Minute?
A minute. And it's concentration.
I'll just put a torch on him.
18.
18 just hits.
Bazinga.
Go ahead and give me that damage. The damage.
Jeepers, a lot of ones. 26.
That's with a lot of ones.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of ones. 54.
Nice.
That's 2 ones, a 2, and a 3.
Wow.
As you drop down and go find this and you just stick right up through the bottom of his jaw, through the top of his head, and you just the jaw goes slack. You see a bit of fire, like burst from the corners of his mouth as he drops to the ground and hits. Down.
Can I, as a free action, say, "Hey Shaka, did you hear that?" And then I dive behind
I think I accidentally deleted my token.
Oh yeah, where'd it go?
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
hid you by accident because I had 2 people selected.
Ah.
There you go.
And then I'll
you
bone
just
it.
disappear. Shaka, it's weird.
That riff was too good. All right, and then I'd like to bonus action hide.
You got it. So as far as you know, you are hidden. Go ahead and give me a
18.
stealth check. 18? Okay. Pain. At the far end of this area, you hear like a tink above you as a bolt falls, bounces off your shoulder, and lands in front of you. And you look up, and there's a soldier with his like frantically trying to reload his heavy crossbow, like shaking his head, like trying to focus.
As he does that, I'm gonna grab the staff and like spin it, and get down on one knee and hold the staff sort of against my shoulder,
Like an RPG.
like an RPG.
Oh shit.
And my eyes are gonna glow pink, and I'm gonna cast Firebolt through the staff at that guy.
Okay.
Back at him.
Back at ya.
Back at ya, buddy. That is a 17.
That is going to just hit. Yeah, I'm looking at the right. Yeah, that's the right guy. Just hit.
All right. 25 fire damage.
Hey.
And you know what? I'll empower it. I
Oh.
forgot I can do that.
Okay.
I forget what I do with that empowered.
You.
Oh, I
You can
re-roll
re-roll one.
the lower one.
You can reroll up to 4 dice, I think.
Yeah, that's right. So I'll re-roll the 6.
But you have to reuse the new
Yeah.
dice rolls.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Unless you want to lie.
It's another 9, so that'll be 18 plus 10 is 28. Do I get plus anything?
I
No,
don't think so.
28 damage.
You drop down, your eyes flare, the runes across your body flare for a brief second, and they dissipate into the staff as it just launches. And as it flies through the air, there's like recoil on it. As it flies through the air, it goes from that magenta pink color into red fire and like transmogrifies into fire as it bursts from the staff. And it just hits directly in the center of the guy's chest and detonates. And then he looks down, and there's just like a hole. And he just drops.
Is he okay?
He'll be fine.
I'll flip the staff back up and
All
End turn.
Nicely done. Next, so that was Pain, right? Which is going to bring us to Amelia. Amelia, you're around the corner. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Got this guy up here. And that's about it.
Slide under the crane,
Mm-hmm.
and then stabby.
Okay, go ahead.
And that's 20.
oh, you're gonna crit me? I'll crit you right back.
Oh my
Poor
god, that's
guy.
everything. Alright.
Amelia seems like she might have a vindictive streak in her
You
somewhere.
wouldn't be wrong. Alright, help me keep track of this. That was 19 psychic damage.
Jesus Christ.
12. Oh, wait, no. 22 piercing. Oh, that wasn't. Oh. And 14 thunder.
So 55?
55.
Yeah.
So you sprint around the corner, you slide into the crane, pop back up into
Jesus.
position. You have your shadow sword in front of you.
Mhm.
You toss it, grab it from behind, and then just go up through the guy as he's like frantically trying to reload his. He's like trying to reload the heavy crossbow, and he sees you coming, and he's like, and then you just straight up through him. It just slices him, the crossbow, and everything right in half. And there's like a moment where everything hangs in the air as there's like that blackness consuming the body, and then the sonic boom blows both halves in opposite directions across the battlefield. 55 damage is just nuts on a single strike like that.
Nice
Get
description.
fucked.
That's
I
solid.
was like, get fucked, Amelia says.
That's her catchphrase, so it makes sense.
Karis, you hear like a boom from the other side of the battlefield. As you stand up, you see a smoking hole in the center of that guy as he drops to the ground in the middle of the battlefield. What are you doing?
Oh, hold on. Can I move a little more?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Behind that person.
You want
Haven't you done enough?
Never.
Anything else you want to do?
And she'll stand at this is the doorway, right?
Yep.
And she'll say, give up, there's nowhere else to run.
Anyone else want to negotiate?
Yeah, exactly.
Or get fucked.
Okay, my turn?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, enter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to pop out, and I'm going to take a shot at that one there.
Okay. Go ahead.
60. 24 to hit.
24 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll your damage. Are you using crossbow?
Yeah, and sneak attack. So
Got it.
that's 15 damage again. Wow,
Nicely done.
that's weird.
Shaka, he's still right over top of your head, by the way. And as he's about to bring down another slam with the axe, a bolt catches him like right in the collarbone and pulls him back for a second as he turns and diverts his attention. What else are you doing, Karis?
See, that was 5, 10, 15. No, wait. 5, 15, 20. To there, and can I ram him?
Sure.
That's
Puts the chalk on the horn.
all right.
I'm ready.
I said, leave her alone, you bitch. So it's a strength check. 20, or sorry, I wish it was that. It's actually only 14. Yeah, 14.
Okay. He succeeds with a 18 plus 3. Strong guy.
Okay.
You slam into him. I think he still takes the damage though.
Yeah, so he would take 5 additional damage.
Okay. Not a bad turn for somebody whose specialty is magic.
Yeah. And then let's see. So that I did that. Okay, so then that was my bonus action, was the ram. Okay, yeah. End of turn. Hi.
Okay. You slam into the side of him, and he's now got the bolt in his neck. And as you slam into him and like look back, and then you kind of give like a hey, he is going to
Didn't
look
see you
around.
there.
You adjust his ascot.
Pat him on the chest. You're doing great. You sprint up to him, smash into him. He goes to the side. He looks around for reinforcements, realizes everybody is down. He is going to disengage, and he is going to run his full movement. 5, 10, 15, 20. Because this part is over here, but doesn't represent the map.
May I use my reaction for an opportunity attack?
He's disengaging.
Disengaged.
Oh,
He
that's
moves
right.
his full movement this round. He's almost off the board. Shaka, you're up next.
Is he still within 60 feet of me, though?
He's within 60 feet of you.
And if he is still in sight, is he out through the door?
He's through the door, but you can see him. The map doesn't perfectly represent. The walls are a little...
It's like a bridge, right?
Yeah, it's a bridge. So you guys can see under it. And you have dark vision, so you can see him fairly well.
I will cast Dissonant Whispers again.
Okay.
This time I will use a 4th level spell slot for good measure.
Okay.
For good measure.
That is 20 damage.
You guys all hear the through the air, and the guy's just running, and he gets through like almost to the other side of the bridge, and then his head just explodes. And then he just like he takes a couple steps, like his body keeps a couple more steps, and then just and falls and slides, and there's like a across the pavement.
Jesus.
Down. When you do a 4th like he failed miserably. It's like rolled a natural 1 on the save, and then you did like a 4th level Dissonant Whispers on him. You only had 10 hit points left. You did double damage too. He just fucking detonated his head.
I'll take out my owlbear claw and start eating it.
How do you have an appetite after that?
I can always eat a pastry.
As the body slides a good like 10 feet out from under the bridge, there's like a moment of quiet and like a single like caw, caw, caw. And then you hear, "That was awesome!" As you look up on the rooftop over here. I'll just use a temporary token. Let me turn this sound down real quick. Sorry, y'all. I'm just gonna use this enemy token for now to so you have a visual representation. But sitting here, like kind of feet slung over the banister with his arms on it, is a halfling who can't be more than 12 years old. And sitting all around him, perched watching the fight too, are hundreds of rats.
Oh!
And as you guys look up to him and he looks down to you guys, that is where we'll wrap it up for today because we are half an hour past our usual time. You guys can meet up with the Rat Prince next time.
Ah, wow. Yay.
Great job, guys. That was a lot of fun.
Excellent.
We
Excellent.
just eviscerated a bunch of bandits.
You destroyed
Jeez.
these guys.
We killed the Crime Stoppers.
Killed the
Oh,
Crime Stoppers. The HOA. So guys, that was so much fun. I hope you had a good time as much as we had a good time. We play every Saturday at 11 o'clock. We hope you guys can join us next time, and take care. Thank you so much.